How you guys doing again for another week of Combos at Brunch? My name is Cliff Jean. I go by Cladarius Lovall, Genius 001 on Twitter. Um, and we're gonna do introductions. So we'll rattle off. Everybody introduce yourself, what you do, how's your week been? You know what I'm saying? A quick weekly checkup, wrap up. We're gonna start with Front V. You haven't been here in a while. How was your week?
Yeah, definitely has been a minute. France V, Lauderhill, Florida, representing. But yeah, for those who have not seen me in a while, I'm back. Um, Father of two, husband, in the marketing space. Got a career in marketing, but yeah, I'm back on the scene, ready to talk.
Fuck with it. Show no emotions. How was your week? How'd it go? What went good? What went bad?
That sounded like a dating bio app. Bio introduction.
It did though. It did.
Ready to mingle. Ready to
Ready to
talk.
mingle. Ready to put myself back out there, guys.
I'm on the
My bad,
scene.
my bad. Nah, not on the scene.
Can you see my video, or is it just like a circuit, the loading screen?
No, I see your video. It said the intergalactic background. I see.
Oh, on my end it's just like loading and it's going round and round. But okay, my week has been lovely. It was tiring, but it was a good week. I am show no emotions, mother, wife, educator, and I'm here ready to talk, ready to learn from everyone. And I love our weekly interactions. And if I haven't told you guys lately, I want everyone to know I'm proud of you guys. I'm extremely proud of everyone on this podcast and where we are in life in 2022.
I told Doug that earlier. Man. I said, bro, I'm proud of you, dog. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Well, I don't know about Duran, but I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
saying? All right, Salacious Mona. How was your week? Did you enjoy it? Was it good? What's bad?
Hi, Salacious Mona. 35-year-old female. Ready to mingle. No, I'm kidding. In the healthcare industry. 0 kids. But my week, it's pretty chill. I've been on a little break from work, so I've been chilling, trying to get back into working out. The struggle is real, but you know, I've been good. Can't complain.
I think you should turn your camera on so you know you're ready to mingle. 35,
Yeah, so your so
no
your, so your
kids.
willing participants or applicants might be able
Wow.
to see what
Okay.
they're trying to get.
hmm
She's
I
a
am
thick
gonna
one,
turn it on.
fellas.
So I'm done doing something. I'm doing something. That's why I don't want to be in
Mm,
and out.
mm. Anyways, it's a Cassandra. How was your week? Good, bad, indifferent.
Well, I'm here, so praise the Lamb of God. I made it another week.
Right.
Not the layoff.
Listen, hey everybody, I'm Cassandra. Pretty sure that's obvious, but anyway, I am. Ooh, child! I almost said I was 35. I am definitely 36 years
Somebody said
old.
you 40. Somebody said you
Your
40.
mama is 40. Your mama is
Yeesh. God damn.
That might be a. Is that a compliment?
That is a compliment. Her
It is
mama,
a compliment,
her
bro.
mama
To be honest,
definitely 40.
to be honest,
It's a compliment. But anyway,
is it a disrespect at the same time, though, bro? Because that would mean
no,
your mama
I
was
mean
a hoe
40 is
early,
really
man.
we all knocking at 40's door. I don't know why Mona thinks she's anywhere for we're not even a year
I didn't
apart,
say
Mona.
that. Shirley said that, but okay. I was just saying
And Shirley's
repeating
not
what I
even
said.
30 days younger than me. So whatever.
Cassandra, you know you about 38. Stop it.
We all are 30. I am 86, just like y'all.
I'm
Okay.
not. I'm 87.
86.
Lasses. Old lasses.
Sorry, Cassandra.
She's
Go ahead. I'm
in your
sorry.
But you,
84.
anyway,
But continue.
so I am a thriving entrepreneur. We're gonna speak those things in the atmosphere. I'm a thriving entrepreneur. I own a trucking
Mm-hmm.
company. I also work for the federal government until they pay off these student loans. Amen and amen. Um,
Amen.
I am a wife and a mother, and just looking forward to today's podcast.
And
I'm
we got
proud
the
of
Right.
you,
feds on the
Sandra.
podcast. The
Part of you
feds are
guys
here.
too.
All
All
right.
right.
Fronts, your
So
Claire.
lip. Why your lips look so pink? What you
Who?
got? Fronts, his lips look pink.
Man, it's all that candy I was eating with the kids earlier.
That's the excuse. But
what else will be the excuse, Shirley? What
I
else
don't
will be the
know.
excuse?
I don't know.
What else will turn his lips pink?
He's sucking on candy. That's what he
Mm,
said.
mm.
But did you introduce yourself, Cladarius?
I did. I did the
Oh,
intro. I said I'm Hilarious Love All
oh yeah.
with Gene, double O, Genius 001 on Twitter. I introduced myself, but I'm gonna try to do something different. Try to do some like icebreakers and just see a, like a agree or disagree type thing. So the first one, let me share my screen real quick. I'm gonna pull this up. Give me a second because I don't know what I'm really
Maybe
doing.
I should do this. Oh, that's better.
Oh, what is
All
this?
right,
Graphic?
all right. So
That's
y'all see
what
this?
else was talking about. Oh,
Y'all see this?
yes.
All right. I'm gonna run play on it, and then y'all listen to it, and I'm gonna ask some questions. So give me a second here.
Just a podcast.
Can
Can't
y'all
hear
hear
them.
it?
No.
Huh?
No, can't hear them.
Why y'all always can't hear my shit?
Because the AirPods, take the AirPods off. We fixed this
They are.
before. Now you gotta unmute. Unmute. Cliff, you're muted. You
You got to send our IT department to Cliff House.
Cliff, you're muted. Unmute.
I was working on
Fucking under each other.
relax, relax. All right. I need two monitors, bro. That's what I need to do. All right. Can y'all hear it now?
And I'll say it again. Everything
Yes.
in the
Yeah,
world
we could hear it.
is about
But
sex.
turn it up a little bit.
Sex is about power. That was said by Oscar Wilde. You take the woman out of a man's life, and great wealth would be useless to most men. I said this maybe on episode 4 of King Talk last year. It's that inherent desire of a man to please his woman that gives him the power to be creative. The emotion of love, it brings out and it develops.
A woman
men.
asked him, like, how does he?
Ricky said it. Everything that we do is about women. A man attains great heights in wealth and business achievements solely for the driving force of sex and being with his woman. It's been like that since the beginning of time. So ever since we was clubbing motherfuckers over the head and dragging them to arcade. Before, and I say it again,
All right. So my thing is, let me remove this from it. So my question would be agree or disagree with that video interaction. Everything in life oh, is about
Huh? You can't
You're
hear me.
muted.
No. No. But I think the question was, do we agree or disagree that everything that a man does is rooted in sex? Yes?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So the question is, do y'all agree or disagree with that video statement? Everything a man does, well, not everything a man does. Everything in life is based on for sex, except for sex. Sex is about um, control. Do y'all agree or disagree? Is what the question will be.
I think that's for
From
y'all to
from
answer.
why not? Well, I mean, why
Because
not y'all?
as a woman, I mean, from his statement, he's talking about men and everything men does and stuff like that. So I think I can't tell you about that because I'm not a man. I don't know if that's what everything y'all do is rooted in.
Well, what do you think? Do you think that?
Um, come back to me.
Frost V, bro. Like, what's the word? What do you
Yeah.
think?
So I was listening to the man Shannon. What was it? Shannon Rawls.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. 110% agree with everything that he said. Really, especially when he talked about it's our inherent desire to please a woman, and I feel like as a man you're motivated to go out there, like you said, like club a wild animal, bring it back to the cave. You want to go work, make the money, bring home the bacon, offer security. You want to feel like like you doing what you're supposed to do as a man, and you're looking for satisfaction. You're looking for that person to be satisfied with you. So you're inherently like just every day constantly working to make you know her happy, so to say. So I feel like it's our inherent desire to please, and that motivates us. So I feel like sex is a part of that. And if you inherently wanted to please your person, your partner, and you want to show affection and love, like sex, that action is a way to do that. So I feel like I agree with him.
What say you, Salacious Mona? She ain't there.
My bad.
What,
I'm not even sure. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a little ignorant to say that's just the only thing that, or the is the question, is that the only motivation or the number one motivation? I didn't.
I
it's
think the
everything.
number one.
Yeah, everything in life is based about everything in life is about sex except for sex. Sex is about control.
Hmm. I guess I would agree as well. Like, if I really sit and think about it, I guess I would agree. But I don't know. I feel a little ignorant agreeing with that. I don't know how to explain it. I really don't.
I think for men maybe, but not so for women. That's what I think. If we're talking about men, then I could see that because I feel like as we have grown up, like guys do a lot of things for attention from girls, and like majority of the things
Right.
they do is to get attention from women, down to like the way they dress, the cars they drive, like all of that is to get attention from women.
Yeah, like guys
So
go before they go out, they do like push-ups and stuff and like some
But
ab shit.
yeah,
But that's
y'all don't think
like that's
women do the
for
same thing?
women.
Y'all don't think women do the same thing?
I think we
I
do
Y'all
it to
not
don't
look
think
think?
better
so.
than the next woman.
I
Is
don't
it
think
to
so.
look better than the next woman? Or is it
Honestly, I
to
do.
Yeah,
I agree
okay.
with Shirley. I agree
Okay.
with
it is.
Shirley. Like a lot of times, like we factor in like the women and men. Like it's not just like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
I agree with Shirley because guys don't give a damn about no damn Gucci purse. They don't care about that. Who
Okay,
cares
At
but I'm
about that?
all.
saying
Who's gonna notice it? Your friends, the other women. Yeah, if you like the luxury, of course, yourself. But like after that, after yourself, who are you really buying that for? Guys don't give a damn about that. Do they know that? Do they really care about the difference between a YSL this and a Louboutin shoe versus something else? No.
so you're talking about accessories and shoes and name brands and stuff like that. I'm talking about the simple fact of niggas getting dressed up to look clean, smelling good, and then going to a club. You don't
For
think
women.
females do this?
Yeah, but that
Yes,
yeah
but
for
you don't
women,
think
but
females
women
do
are
the
doing
same thing, get dressed up, go to a club, and then look good for niggas? You don't
We're
think
doing
that
it
works
for
the same way?
two things. Two
yeah.
things. To look better than the next girl and to probably attract a dude.
Okay, so yes, it's about sex on the
But
back
I
end, right?
don't think that's our sole. I think for men,
Yeah.
I don't think that's our
Oh,
sole.
okay. You
Yeah,
saying for men is that's the only reason niggas do
yeah.
it.
They don't. You don't care about
Okay.
the next nigga. You just trying to get a girl. Everything y'all do is for like Franz said.
To
Everything
impress
you
the
do is.
girl.
But I do want to say this. Like, I think I misinterpreted the question because I seen agree or disagree. So I was just saying, like, hey, I agree with the points Buddy was making. But do I think that everything we do is about sex? I would say no, because sometimes we get dressed not because we're going out there trying to grab something, but just because we want to feel good and we want to feel like
I
I
agree
feel
with that.
great. Like I'm the
But
man
who's
today.
gonna
Like you
make
can
you
own
feel
that.
good? Who's gonna make you
Me,
feel good?
listen, I was about to get
Another
dressed
woman.
today, bro,
If you
and then
get
slide out,
no,
and then
Cliff, how
no,
you gonna cut me
I
off?
was gonna get dressed for me,
How you
and
gonna
then
cut me off?
I'm just saying we do it for ourselves too, just like y'all can do it for yourself.
What I'm saying is, in order for you to feel good about yourself, maybe it's looks from a woman, maybe it's when you walk by, what's that cologne he wearing? This, and that. Exactly, because who's making y'all feel good? You're not just
No,
inherently feeling good. You have to
yes,
know. You have to get certain reactions to
yes.
know that this is what I need to do to feel good. Let's
Nah.
be
I woke
honest.
up. I woke up this morning. I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, "Bro, you look good." And I was about to get dressed to go outside in the world because I was feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
Yeah.
need nobody else to tell me I was feeling good and looking good. I saw myself in the mirror. I said, "Bro, you look good."
So can
Like,
I ask y'all something? When y'all step out the house, y'all don't ask your wife how you look?
Good
Even
question.
if you're really, really confident in your outfit, you could
Good
be like, this the
question.
baddest outfit I've ever had. Do you not turn front? You don't turn to Tina and be like, how I look, babe? And
I don't
Cliff, you
think
don't
so.
look at Shirley? Never?
I don't think so.
So
Ask her. She's here, bro. I don't ask her
Cliff.
how I
Okay,
look.
Cliff does not ask me how he looks because before he even puts it on, he asks me, "Does this look good
So
together?"
he
You
does.
understand?
So
No,
So
you
you
the
do
don't
match.
have
ask.
to ask
I'm
me
talking about
in the
patterns and
end.
matches, not how it look on me. I'm talking about
But
these
you
two things look
still
go
ask,
together, bro.
you still ask for your wife's approval. Believe it or not, it's still her approval.
I don't want to walk out in the world mismatching. That's what I asked for.
All
yeah.
right,
I
I'm gonna
don't
let
need.
you
I
know
don't.
that,
You know what
Whatever,
I'm
Cliff.
saying?
It's
Cliff.
still her
You know what I'm
approval.
saying?
It
Nevertheless,
is
it's
You know
still
what
her
I'm saying?
approval.
It
It's
is
still her
Cassandra.
approval.
If I'm on
I'm
the
It's
just trying to
still.
fence,
mismatch.
I would say it's 50-50 for me. If I'm on the fence, I'm gonna ask like, yo, do this look straight with this? Or what you
That's what I
think it is?
mean, bro.
But when
Yeah.
you know. Like when I know, I'm just like, oh, I got it today.
Yeah.
Like this shit.
But let's be real. Even if you know you got it, for the fact that the person that you share your life with, for them to be like, "Damn, you look fine today.
Yeah,
Like
you want to
you
you
look good."
like
It
take to the
lights something
compliment.
up inside of you.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in the next minute, now y'all want to have sex just because somebody gave you a little butter compliment.
Whoa. Whoa.
I
Where
don't
did
think
this
it worked like
conversation
that
go,
though.
dog? Where did this conversation go, bro?
Triggered.
I don't think it worked like that.
Whoa. And
It
on
does
that
work.
note, I'm gonna move on to the next video, which because I'm glad the ladies said what y'all said. Because let me take my headphones off because this next video. Let me start it off.
Oh, when he have his headphones in, we can't hear it.
Yeah. So I
No,
Um,
we gotta double back to this "sex is about control" thing though, because I need more
yeah.
clarification on that.
Feel
Drop the
about
handkerchief.
can y'all
Please
hear
don't
it?
tell me this is a pick me.
Can you
Oh,
hear it? Oh, wow. Can y'all hear it?
No, she not talking.
No.
She not talking.
him, like,
Now she talking.
how does he feel about women shooting their shot at dudes? And he was like, women have always shot their shot at dudes. Like, this shit ain't new. And she was like, what do you mean? There's never been a time women have been hollering at dudes. He said, no, but there was a time when women would drop the handkerchief. You'd walk past a guy, you would just mistakenly drop your handkerchief and literally leave the ball in his court to come up to you and give you your handkerchief back and say, hey, and spark it. So again, that's not going up to, hey, Shawty, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? My name is Delilah. You know, it's about the seduction piece. It's about the nuance of it. But again,
Not Delilah. Who's that?
Mhm.
I agree with that. I mean, you didn't even ask the question yet, but I agree with that video.
All right. So y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So my question on that part was going to be, okay, drop the handkerchief. Do women automatically know? Because the drop of the handkerchief thing would assume that this person is attracted to you off rip. You know what I'm saying? And then if they're attracted to you, you feel me? No, that's a sexual attraction type thing. You know what I'm saying? So my question would be the drop the handkerchief thing. First of all, do women nowadays, you know what I'm saying, like y'all age, when y'all was out loose and you know what I'm saying, single,
Loose.
y'all, I'm just
Loose.
saying, oh, I ain't say loose, my bad. Loose, not loose. Y'all wasn't loose.
Shown
When
it. Remember that word? Shown it?
Showing it, man. Hey, also, do women
Ooh.
when y'all generation did y'all drop the handkerchief, or did y'all have y'all version of dropping the handkerchief?
Oh, I'll
That's
go
the first
first.
question.
I was always dropping the handkerchief. Okay, baby. I was dropping multiple. Whoever picked it up, pick it up. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Pick it up. Pick up
What
the
do you want
pieces.
me to
I
do?
was dropping the handkerchief. I was originally DMing people before it was popular. Okay. What was that thing we used to do on Facebook? Poke. I used to just poke people. Just poke just to see if there was any action or are you
I don't
feeling me?
know.
Because I mean, if you don't feel me, I didn't poke you. Unpoke and keep it moving. But this was definitely college Cassandra. My mindset back then was I wanted to have as much people on my team that I could possibly have. Okay. So if you didn't want to be a part of the team, let me know because I have somebody for your position. I had a few for your position. But I don't think everybody that I tried or attempted to put in work to actually showed back the same affection. I think because I have a pretty interesting personality, they just like me because it was like, oh, I could talk to her, but it's not like I want to have sex with her. Everybody didn't want to have sex with me.
Wow, that's an
Yeah.
interesting perspective.
Yeah, there was a lot of times where since we're being adults and I can be an adult, there was a lot of times I'm standing in a room naked and nothing is popping off. Nothing is popping.
Really?
Yeah, because it was not like I'm not attracted to you like that. I wasn't affected because, like I said, I had team. So I would just. So we're gonna sit down and talk. Let me just put my clothes on and we can sit down and talk. But I'm gonna leave in 10 minutes.
I guess it ain't that type of party.
It ain't that kind of party, but I think my confidence wasn't that low, so I didn't really care if it wasn't that type of party. Somebody was gonna have that kind of party eventually. But everybody didn't. Everybody, a lot of guys I talked to, it wasn't sexual. Some of them just wanted to have a conversation about life, or maybe they were going through something, and you just seemed like the person they could talk to it about. Some people, all they wanted to do was kiss. They're not interested in sex. College was amazing. College was.
That's just such an interesting perspective because typically you don't hear about women getting like turned. I'm not gonna say rejected sounds bad, but
No, but
like
it is a form of rejection. It is.
yeah, like but you don't typically hear of a woman like blatantly naked in front of a guy and a guy turns that down, or a guy just wants to kiss. It's
That
usually
is
the
true.
other way around. So
That is true.
that's an interesting perspective.
Well, the two
Well, it
guys.
probably happens more often and women don't talk about it because women don't like the fact that they get
Yeah, to be
either.
rejected.
Like most women are not going to tell their friends or whoever that they got rejected when sometimes, yeah, you do. We do.
I like where this conversation is going because this is nothing I even knew.
Well, the two that did reject me, I don't know if they'll ever watch this podcast, but secrets out, they're gay. So. Secrets out the bag, cats out the bag. They were gay.
Well, obviously, I know why they didn't want nothing.
Cassandra.
So
You
I
already
knew
know
he
who
was
one
gay.
was, Shirley.
I knew he was gay.
They're
listen,
gay.
listen. So technically, that doesn't even count.
No. It did still count because at the time they put on a perception that they were attracted to me.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. Did they put on a perception or did you look at it that way?
No.
Were they
Shirley
just
know
being
one of
friendly
them.
to you?
Shirley know one of them. Surely no one of them. He did put on a perception that he kind of liked me. But eventually, now that we got older and it's more acceptable to be a homosexual, it's not like, oh. And I still don't think, honestly, I still don't even think he came out yet. But everybody knows he's gay. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody knows he's gay.
I don't know. I think I know who
Wow.
y'all talking about too.
I feel like we told you
I
he
have to
was
look
gay.
back.
Y'all did tell me, but I was like, I wouldn't accept it because I was like, gay. Who wants to be gay in the 2000s?
What say you show no emotions, bro?
Question, because we went all the way off on a
it's not that. That's not the question, bro. The question is about the drop the handkerchief thing. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think
definitely.
women nowadays, you know what I'm saying, have they, or in your generation, have they version of dropping the handkerchief? And then if they do, you know what I'm saying, what is it? You know what I'm saying? How do y'all drop the handkerchief?
I think like in my, like me growing up or whatever, I think it's like simple eye contact. Like if you make eye contact with a person multiple times, I think that's a form of dropping the handkerchief, because like when you're in a club or whatever and there's loud music playing, you can't like do anything but make eye contact to try to get the person's attention or whatever. Or I think nowadays though, I think women are a lot more bold nowadays. I think women kind of just go for what they want.
You think so?
I think back then women were a little more modest, and it was kind of like, oh no, he needs to ask me out first. He needs to text me first. He needs to call first. It was always like the man has to do the work first. Like he has to court me. Where now women are like, if I want to talk to him, I'm gonna just text him, or I'm gonna call, or you know what I mean? Like it's no more.
But how did you get a number in the first place?
There's women
that's
that
the
will
point I'm
just
talking
ask
about. He would have had to
numbers.
come to you for that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
but there's
you
women that will
calling
go
is
up to a guy. There's women that will go up to a guy and ask for their numbers. Cassandra, prime example. Cassandra will walk up
she's
to
the
a guy
rare
and ask for
exception.
their number.
To be honest, Cassandra is the few and far between, bro.
Okay,
Majority
well,
of
let me
girls
ask
is not
you
going up to
guys.
niggas and just giving, like, even if there's a dude they like, they not walking up to the nigga and just giving them the number. That nigga still
Yeah,
gotta work.
most women. I mean, honestly, I mean, women are much like bolder or like go for theirs now. But there's still quite a bit of women that don't believe in quote unquote chasing a guy.
Majority
But a lot of
women
people
don't.
do. The DMs is where it goes down. Like literally, the DMs is where it goes down.
I think women do. A small percentage of women do ask for the number, for sure. And some, drop the handkerchief. They might send a friend in their place, like have their friend go holler at you. They
You
might
send
do
your friend to holler at me, I'm not taking you seriously. Like, grow up.
it.
I don't even think we're
But
No,
supposed to be doing
women do
that.
that,
no,
That's
though.
Mona, he
Yeah.
said like if you send me to go talk to a man, not the
Yeah.
man send his homeboy.
Like,
No,
women,
I
that's
mean,
how
I'm
they
just
do it. They're
saying,
not
if I
gonna do
was
it
a one
direct.
guy, I would. Oh, sorry, Cliff. Sorry.
I'm saying women not gonna do it direct. They could do it secondhand. You know what I'm saying? Or,
Indirectly.
you know what I'm saying? Get you in the vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
I
But they're
ain't
not
sending
gonna.
my friend.
I still think
either
that's.
as a woman.
I think we're all basing it off of our generation. I feel like what you guys are saying
what
is
I asked,
our
though.
generation.
That's what I said. I said from our generation.
So you solely
Like
talking
when
about
y'all was,
millennials.
because we talking about it's us on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
I'm saying from
I
our
think this
generation.
new
Do you think
generation is
what
different.
was the version of dropping the handkerchief for our generation? You know what I'm saying? This
Oh,
new
okay,
generation
yeah, so
is
like,
different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
yeah. So like, yeah, subtle eye contact, things like that. And then like what Franz said, you would send a friend, oh, my homegirl like you, or my homegirl want to talk to you. Like that was a very common one.
Remember
But
we
yeah,
used
I
to
definitely
dance
did.
with them? Remember
Yeah,
that?
dance. If a
You
girl
would dance
dances
with
you
them.
for more than one song, she's interested.
She like you. Yeah. Yeah.
I would see that.
So I think, yeah, women are gonna subtly get what they want. They're not just gonna be straightforward and direct with it, but it's gonna be very subtle. And they're gonna get what they
better
want.
pick up on it, though. He better pick up on it.
Yeah.
Sometimes niggas don't pick up on it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But I think
back in the
leaving
day,
food on the plate.
if I was
leaving food on the plate.
back in the day, if I was in the club, but it would take a lot for me to say I would even be interested in somebody at a club. But I used to like just touch them on the arm or the hand when they walk past, and then look them down.
What is listen? Felicia,
What you do? Touch them right here, Mona? You
what is
touch
that
them right
supposed
here?
You
to
know
mean?
when you brush against people in the club, not the hand, like the arm, and you just brush your
You
thing,
be like,
you
hey.
slide up. You slide up the
What is that
arm.
supposed to mean, bro?
That
What is it? How?
means
What
I'm
impression
looking
he's
at
supposed to
you.
get from this?
Listen, niggas knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Good
we're in the
Or
move.
this
club.
nigga
Ain't no
just bit.
reason
You know
for
what I'm
my
saying? You
hand to be
bit.
all the way up here on your shoulder, bro. I'm tapping you, bro.
No, I would glide up the arm.
You said she finna glide up the whole arm, dude. Let you know,
I ain't
dude.
say the shoulder, Cassandra, the arm, just like the light glide. No, not that.
Oh, man. That shit hilarious, dog.
Do y'all remember accidentally stepping on somebody's shoe because you wanted
Nah,
them to
No,
pick?
I ain't do
that.
that. Niggas would
People
do
fight
Oh
that
over
for
man, you
that.
ain't
me.
do that.
People fight over their
No.
shoes.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
ain't do that.
I ain't saying
Yeah.
like pound on the. I ain't saying pound on their Jordans, but you know.
But
I'm
what
sorry.
about you guys? How do you guys show a woman? Like, how does a man, I guess, drop his handkerchief? Do you guys just
Men
go
don't
up?
drop handkerchiefs. We
But
don't
I
drop
don't think
handkerchiefs.
men, I think you guys still feel out the situation before you go and talk to a woman. So what signs are you looking for when you feel out a
But that's what I'm
situation?
saying. That's a different question because dropping the
Well,
handkerchief
that's
is
my
not a
question.
man thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Dropping the
yeah, that's
handkerchief
my
is
question. Like,
inviting.
what signs do you guys look for before you go and approach a woman?
Looks. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they looking definitely from across the table, like you said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be, okay, let me find my way over there, you know what I'm saying, and see what's good. Or maybe get her over here or stand up something, you know what I'm saying, and then let her know I'm interested. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
looks is definitely a thing, you know what I'm saying? If they definitely looking like a lot, you already know, bro, okay, me, Mr. Go, I just don't gotta fuck this shit up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep it cool. But
oh,
let
so
me not fuck it up.
y'all wasn't even gonna take a chance. If she ain't look your way the whole night, you wasn't even gonna waste your breath because you
No,
ain't
you know
want
what I'm
that
saying?
rejection.
No. Certain things you like if she's looking, you okay, you know this gonna be less work because she's already interested. Yes, because she
Yeah.
already interested, you know what I'm saying? But if it's somebody you like, then it's harder, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I like her. So okay, mean I might have to walk up to her and then try to talk to her some kind of way or come up with something to say, you know what I'm saying? I like this, that, and the third, or some way to get into the range of talking to her, you know what I'm saying? And then from when you talking to her, okay, mean now I'm just rambling shit off, you feel me? Like my mind is moving everywhere. So she ain't gonna know what to think, you know what I'm saying? I'm just you know what I'm saying? And then cool, you feel me?
What's
But
your best pickup line?
I don't
Oh, I
have
love
pickup
that
lines.
question.
I don't have pickup lines.
Everybody got
I
a
Best
took
pickup
pickup
line.
line.
nope. I never hit a girl with a pickup line one time, bro. I
Okay, well,
always
what's the
approach
thing you
girls.
said to her? What's the thing? I'll tell you what your pickup line was on me.
Come on, Shirley.
It wasn't a pickup line though, but go ahead and repeat it. What did you say?
He
What did I
slid
say?
in my Facebook Messenger.
Not Facebook Messenger.
Y'all old asses.
He slid in my MySpace. No. And then he was like, oh, when am I going to get another dance like that again? That was what he said.
But you got to
Okay.
remember, the prior night we had went to a club, and I had met her, ran across her over there. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Oh, Bean, let me little dance with her." We had a nice little compa dance. And I said, "Okay, Bean, I like this. Hey, I'm gonna remember that." And then immediately after, bro, I don't even think I waited, bro. I hit that bit. I said, "Oh, Bean, when I'm gonna get another dance like that?" Why she was leaving?
Y'all was at a Haitian club or something?
Nah, it was on
Blue
what was it?
Martini.
Blue Martini.
Oh, we were grown. This was in college.
Around that age, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that was your pickup line. So everybody has a
That
pickup
was a
line.
pickup line.
It's not a
It was a
pickup
I
pickup
line,
don't
line,
think
bro.
but
it's
It
a
was a
pickup line.
literal
I feel
question,
like
bro. It was a question. When am I gonna get another dance like that, bro? Like,
But it's a hooker. It's something to
yeah.
get my attention,
to get
to
me to
hook me.
respond.
That's what a
I
pickup
just
line is.
But what
I
I
just
feel
asked the
like by
question.
pickup line,
I
I'm
just asked the
automatically
question.
thinking like you gotta
Yeah,
something
like
written, like something like you recite. But what he did, it sound like it was just
it's a
relevant to
regular question,
circumstance.
bro.
It's
Like, when
like
is I gonna get another
relevant to your
dance?
situation.
Okay,
Franz,
so
what you
what's
said?
your hooker? How do you hook girl? Like, what do you say?
I
Yeah.
don't have
So
one.
for me, it would be first you got to try to find eye contact. So if I'm feeling somebody or I feel like somebody, I want to go step to somebody, I'm going to give off that vibe, that energy. Like I'm going to be looking at you, trying to get you to lock eyes with me and try to tell you through that way. And if that don't work, then it's not a pickup line. It's like sort of what Cliff did. Like, let me figure out, like, if you drinking something and it's a drink I ain't never seen before, I could use that as a, okay, let me go walk up to her and be like, damn, what the hell is that? Like, that look interesting. What is it?
You got to be observant. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not
You gotta
like I'm trying
observe.
to pick you up. It's just whatever we doing. So with my
Keep it
wife,
interesting.
you feel me? We was at a call center and she was
Not at work.
at
Not
work.
fraternizing with the
At
coworker.
work.
Y'all
So she was,
fraternizing on the clock. You know what I'm saying?
it was like that, man. I seen her a couple times and I was like, damn, okay, this girl looked interesting. She looked nice, but I never seen an opportunity where I could just, talk to her. So one day she was walking around and she was like, hey, do you got $1? Because she was looking for $1 for a vending machine. So I was like, okay, that's a perfect way. I was like, nah, I got $1, but it's gonna cost you. So
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that.
so I had given her that $1 to use the vending machine, but at the same time, I was like, yo, let me, like, what's up with the number? Like, you feel me? Like,
Oh, you got straight to the point.
yeah. So I feel like there's no pickup lines, and you just gotta, as a man,
You got to know where to fit in your lane.
gotta, she give you the, like, I see you looking, like, go ahead, nigga. Like, I'm looking too, like, we vibing, or it's like you gotta find a situation to say something relevant.
Do you think she were you focused on whether or not she was gonna receive your comment after the $1, or it was like, I'm gonna just shoot my shot and let it land where it land?
Always
Oh, yeah,
shoot,
you
bro.
just gotta
Let it land, bro.
shoot, man. Kobe said you miss 100% of chances you don't take. 100%
Listen,
of shots you don't take. What is it?
Any man with a test, bro. You shot
Yeah.
way more times, you know what I'm saying, than you made, bro.
So I have a question.
That's a part of it, part of being it. You know what I'm saying? You
So I have
shot
a
way
qu-
more times than you made.
My bad. So I have a question. Do you previous to being married or whatever, did you guys like if a woman would shoot their shot at you, even if it wasn't someone you probably wouldn't have been interested in the first place?
Cliff laughing. He did.
I always
Cliff
thought it was
laughing.
sexy though. I always thought it was cute, though. You know what I'm saying? I always thought it was cute though.
Okay.
Even
Like
if
if a
she
girl-
was ugly, was it cute?
Like if a girl came up to me, bro, like trying to like talk to me and like shooting her shot at me, bro, I always thought that it was cute, bro. I never like rejected them. I'm like, oh nah, you ugly ass type shit. Nah, I always like kept it, but I always thought it was cute, bro. And I was like, bro, like I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But from out that, I'm not on that right now or whatever. But like I always thought it was cute, bro. Cause like she had that. That shows me a level of like I know what I want, bro, and I want it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at least try. So like it was always cool. I like that, bro.
9 times out of 10 is not the one you wanted. You feel me? Like, damn.
Oh my god.
But Shirley shot her shot at me. She the one who
No,
shot
I
the shot.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, she did.
How?
Go ahead, let
Shirley,
her
did
lie
you
to
go up to him to do the? Did you go up to him at Blue Martini, or he came to
Yes,
you?
she did, bro. She walked up to me, bro. She saw me in there, bro. You feel me and Fritz, dog. She saw me in there.
What?
And she came up to me, bro.
Okay.
Like I knew her, bro, personally, bro. I was like, bro, I don't know you,
Shalom. Give me a moment, please.
It was for I think it was like Jermaine's birthday or something like that.
Yeah.
And I actually went there with your brother, Cassandra. Me and Robert got off work and drove to Blue Martini and went there. And we were all just hanging out, and he was drinking and being annoying. And y'all know me.
I didn't annoy nobody.
Y'all know me.
I was in my
Mona
section.
and
My
Cassandra.
brother Fritz,
Can I talk? Can I talk? Cassandra and Mona. Y'all know that y'all know I couldn't even look dudes in the eye. I don't approach dudes.
Damn.
At all. I was always the scary friend. So, no.
But she saw what she wanted, bro. She approached me.
Mm-hmm.
I heard. I
The
did
rest-
hear you was begging.
the
Shirley.
rest
I
is
did hear
history.
you was
And we
begging.
here 10 years later, bro.
Mm.
What Mona said?
I did hear you was begging.
Damn.
Not begging.
I ain't gonna say who said it because y'all in a happy relationship right now, but I did hear.
Y'all know me better than that. I was always like just scary. Like, I don't know. I was always shy, believe it or not. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
All right, so let me get
I
into
think
the.
Mona
Oh,
kind of shy too, though.
I'm not shy. I just don't be wanting them niggas. Like, I would be, I would be like thirsting for dudes when I go out like that. I'm not. I don't think I'm shy.
I don't think we like we look. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Cassandra is
personally
different.
don't leave the house saying, "Oh yeah, let's see
I'm
how,
gonna get
like
a
what
man
nigga I'm gonna leave."
today.
I personally don't. I do know women that do like there are women like that, but I personally don't leave the house with that thought process. I leave the house like, "Oh, I'm about to have a good time," so
Right.
I don't
Right.
leave the house saying that. So I guess that's not my sole reason or whatever primary reason for being out and about. So maybe that's why I don't really care about the handkerchiefs and the this and the that personally. And I think I've always been like that.
Yeah.
I fuck with it. Um, on that note, let me get into the first question. That is
First.
actually a question. I mean, I told you these were little entry level icebreaker things. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying? A
I
couple
see.
of quick videos. But this is the first question. Y'all read it.
Oh
How
Lord,
often should you have
you
sex?
just went straight to it. Lord,
We're going direct. How long should you have sex in a
I,
relationship?
I
If
don't
you
even
in a
know what kind
relationship,
of question this is.
you
Like,
said how often should you have sex?
should I put it in a relationship? And you know what I'm saying? In a relationship, y'all want me to edit that? Let me go ahead and fix that
yeah,
for
because
y'all.
I feel like this is so subjective. Like this is like it just depends on the person and how sexually active they are. Some people have high libido, some people have low libido. Like I feel like this is very
Just put in a relationship, Cliff.
I'm about
Maybe.
to. I'm about to.
I think it'll be better.
All right. How often should you have sex when you're in a relationship with your partner, the person you love, or whatever? How often do you think is an acceptable amount of times per week, per month, per whatever you want to say? We're gonna start it off with Salacious Mona.
Oh my God, why me first?
Your name is
Um,
perfect for this question, Salacious.
Salacious.
um, honestly, in a relationship, I think like on minimum, I think like 3, 4 times a week. 4 times a week.
Mm.
Cassandra.
I mean, I'm not the best person to ask the question. I'm going based off of what I would be doing, but I would say 4 times a
Well,
week.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
in a relationship, what do you think? You
Listen,
said
men
three or
are
four.
driven by sex, so I feel like if you withholding sex from your guy, then you already know you're gonna have some problems. So you should know that. That's my opinion.
I think men can hold it down. I think men that's on some shit, you know what I'm saying, could be like, okay, let me hold it down real quick. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily gotta be doing some shit. If she holding it back or whatever, or if we ain't having sex that frequently, you can,
I think within reason. I think, like for instance, okay, if she's like just had a baby and you gotta wait the 6 weeks,
yeah,
or
yeah.
she's sick, or she's like,
Yeah.
I think there's certain
Oh
circumstances
yeah, of course.
that are
Yeah.
understandable. But I think on a regular basis, I would say about 3 times a week, because I say 3 times a week because if I was a stay-at-home mom, not having much to do, then it would be more. But because I'm still have outside duties as well, like I have a job and things like that, I think 3 times a week is good. But I also want to make sure that it's not 3 times where it's like planned, like it happens organically, not
You getting
naturally, not
into my
thinking, oh, we gotta have it 3 times a week. It's, oh, I gotta do it, because then
you
it
getting into
becomes
my next
like,
question, but I get you.
oh, yeah, it becomes mechanical then, and then it becomes more of like a chore for a woman versus what she really wants to do. But I agree with Mona that you have to have a healthy sexual appetite in your marriage, or you are seeking trouble. Because I also know, like for instance, I know people. I'll just say it because she ain't going. No, I'll just say I know someone that has never ever turned their husband down for sex. Every single time her husband wanted sex, she gave it to him. And they've
That's a
been
blessed
married
man.
since 2002. They've been married, so 20 years.
That's a blessed
Um,
man.
and And she always tells me, she's like, "Oh, Shirley, you just give it to him, just get." But then I feel like it gets to the point where, like, are you enjoying it? And how much is that man enjoying it if you're not enjoying it? So, like for me, I know a lot of men are driven by pleasing the woman, not just getting their rocks off themselves. But either way, she has never, turned down her guy, and it works for them. 20 years. But I know a lot of women today will not do that. I think 3 times is very healthy.
What say you, OC Cassandra? Oh, you want to go Frosty?
No, she can go. Go ahead, Cassandra.
Yeah.
Well, since
Let me set the record straight, goddammit. Let me set the record straight.
like I said, I've been married February made 10 years. I think I used to have sex maybe 3 to 4 times a week. And that was like before marriage, and then even when it was just shalom. Now that it's 4 kids, it's a business, it's jobs, it's all these different things. If I could do it twice a week, I think I'm doing a very good job. I think I'm doing a very good job. I have a low, what is that word again? I always mess up on it.
Libido.
I don't have a high one like I did when in my 20s. I got my rocks off in my 20s. Let's just say I got my rocks off in my 20s. But now in my 36, I don't know. I don't really be into it that much. I don't. But I do for the sake of the fact that, I am married, and it's kind of selfish to say that just because I'm not in the mood doesn't mean he's not in the mood. So I try to at least do 2 times. I think if you consider oral, then I'm going to say 3 times a week, unless I'm sick or a child is sick. Because if a child is sick, they're waking up in the middle of the night multiple times. So that's just, I don't really have the energy to do it then. But yeah.
Okay. What about you, Frosty? Oh, what you was
I
gonna say,
don't, I
Shirley?
don't like to get into the numbers, but I got to throw a number out there. I will say that 3 times a week, you're not gonna hear a peep from me. Like you ain't gonna hear nothing from me if I'm
Did
getting
that rhyme? 3
You
times a
said
week, no
You
peep
ain't
from
gonna hear a
me.
playing
peep.
back.
that
3
wasn't
times a week,
intentional.
no
3
peep
times a
from
week,
me.
you ain't
But
gonna
for
hear a
me,
peep.
I feel like sometimes, some weeks I may need it 6 times. Some weeks I may
True.
need it 1 time. Like I feel
True.
like as long as our energy is on the same page, like when I need it, like hopefully you need it and it's reciprocated, and we ain't really got to get to the numbers. I feel like when I at the points in my life when I start talking about, oh, we only fucking 6 times a month, we only fucking 2 times a week, and I'm frustrated, I'm hot. It's like we not in sync,
Yeah, ain't no
and
thing.
it's like I don't know. I feel like when I get into the numbers, we're in a bad space. But when we on the
Yeah.
same page and the energy's matching, I don't really even count how many times we having sex a week.
That
It might only be 1 time, just because you doing your shit, I'm doing my shit. Like I'm not even worried about it.
the
But when I
vibe is
am,
up.
like, if I had a hard week and I just was craving it 4 times, like I'm giving off those vibes, and like we meeting somewhere in the middle. But 3 times a week feels right. Like I ain't complaining if 3 times a week.
So
I ain't
you
gonna lie.
guys,
3. Oh my bad.
no, go ahead. You
What?
answer, and then I'll have my question. Sorry, Cliff.
But I'm not gonna lie. Three or 4 times a week is good for me. You know what I'm
Baby,
saying?
you said 3 or 4. We
I
on the
mean,
3
yeah,
clip.
4,
You
5,
walking
or
one
6. You
more
know what I'm
game.
saying? Nah, but I think I have like a high libido or a high sex drive. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I definitely think 3 or 4 times I can limit it to 3 or 4 times if we like good, if we're in sync, and then like Franz said, like if everything is moving well, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna like really trip off of it and like really be counting the numbers like that if it's less than that or anything like that. If we good, like if we
Yeah.
good and then moving correct and then vibing right, like the 3 or 4 times is perfect. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal to me.
And even if it ain't 3 or 4 times like penetration, like I appreciate what you
Yeah,
said.
it's something, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Like I ain't gotta have sex 3 times a week, but
Yeah,
as long as I could alleviate that pressure, like whatever you could do to
yeah,
help me with that, that's a win.
true. Hey, because I'll do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you just want your coochie ate, I'll do that too. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind. I'll let you have it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
friendly. You friendly.
I'll let you have it.
We like the friendliness.
Not friendly.
We like the
But
friendliness.
anyway, show no emotions. What was your question?
My question is to both the men and the women. Do you feel that because we talked about, us having like a lot of other obligations and things that get in the way of having sex on a regular basis or frequently? Do you think that's the first thing that is put on the back burner in relationships? Like sex is the first thing that women or whoever, I'm like I don't know, like it's not a priority because when we're too tired or whatever, instead of stop doing something else, like instead of like going to bed earlier or waking up, you know what I mean, you just don't have sex. Like, do you think sex is the first thing that we eliminate?
I think women eliminate it more than men for the most. Like, I don't think
Mhm.
men ever take it off the table. Like, we always can find a window for sex, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like women are the ones that continue to like hold that bit, or like, I'm not saying they restrict it on purpose or anything. They generally are tired, but they work more nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. They generally are tired. But I'm saying a man could do that same shift or whatever, bro, and I still find 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes or what, you know what I'm saying, to hey, let's go back here. You feel in the laundry room real quick, or you know what I'm saying, whatever. I'll find a slot. You know what I'm saying? But women tend to be like,
So,
okay, then nah, because y'all are more emotional, you know what I'm saying, and need the sex to be more emotionally driven. Quick little slide. You feel me? Y'all gonna need more of a window. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna need to be greased up a little bit more, if I could say it like that.
what
Yeah.
about you, Franz?
Man, if I could find time to eat, I could find some time in the day that you feel me. You gonna find the time. You gonna find the time. So for me, it's like it's never on the back burner. Like
Never.
if it's I could be dead asleep. Like if the wind blow and I'm up,
Whoosh.
like, like so yeah, I feel like yeah, you might not think about it as much. Like I ain't thinking about it a lot today because I've been so busy today and I'm
Mm-hmm.
tired. So it ain't on my mind, like at the forefront of my mind. But
If your
if
wife come down with a little thing, you know what I'm saying, a shirt on and no drop, like panties, and you know what I'm saying, you'll be like, oh, I'll think about it again, man. Okay.
yeah,
So, do you think it's just not that the level of importance is different for men and women? Like for men, that is a little more important, and for women, that's why we can just throw it on the back burner. Like that would be the first thing we eliminate.
yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I feel. I agree
Yeah, I think
exactly what
so.
you said.
I do think that. I
So
do agree with that.
essentially, to be in sync and on the same page with the man is just have sex frequently
It ain't gotta be sex though. We
It
ain't
or
don't
saying
have to be.
intimacy frequently.
yes.
Exactly. That's what it's
Intimacy.
about. Because to be in sync with a woman, you have to treat her emotions, you know what I'm saying? And then I feel like niggas do that shit for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Y'all always gotta listen, no woman in a relationship can like, okay, I'm not gonna say no. But majority of women in a relationship cannot say, oh, they didn't have an ear for somebody to vent to, you know what I'm saying? Or get their emotions off of. Because the nigga's always gonna be there. Like they might not be actually listening, you know what I'm saying? But you got somebody you're talking to and getting your emotions off, and then you know,
There's a difference between someone venting and meeting your emotional needs. Remember our last episode,
Mhm.
we talked
mm,
about emotional intelligence and all of that stuff, and men are not as emotional as women. I mean, I think men are now becoming more emotional and more tapped into their feelings and things like that, but in the past men just wasn't raised like that. So
you know,
they weren't meeting women's emotional needs because they didn't know how to meet women's emotional needs.
you don't
Whereas
think
women,
men was meeting women's emotional needs back like forever?
oh, I'm talking about in general. I feel like there
In
are
general,
some
yeah.
outliers. I think there are some outliers, but I think in general, Black men lack emotional intelligence because Black men are
I'm
raised
not
to
saying
not
that.
show emotion.
I'm not saying that, but even lacking the emotional intelligence, I still think men in relationships was tending to their women's emotions. You know what I'm saying? They
The
were
way
still
they
meeting
knew
their
how.
women's emotional needs.
No, yeah, but the way they knew how. But I still feel like there is a disconnect because a lot of men don't know how to tend to women's emotional needs. they thought they were tending. They were doing the best that they knew that they could.
Okay. That's the point
But I
right
think
there.
there's still a disconnect because a lot of men don't know how to tend to emotional because they just never were taught to deal with those emotions.
Yeah, we was doing what we
So-
thought was treating the emotional
Correct.
needs, but we wasn't. Okay, I got
Correct. So I feel like with women, you meet their emotional needs once you learn how she needs her needs to be met, and then women give men sex frequently. Boom, everybody works.
Everybody gets what they need.
Yeah. And when everybody's needs are met, you're in a happy relationship.
Couldn't it all be so simple, dog?
Most of the time, it is that simple though, Cliff. Because I feel like out for
I'm saying
me,
it's simple, but it's not simple. Because if it was simple, a
Because
lot of
people
people
are
would do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
It's not simple. It's simple, but it can't be done because people are selfish. Well, they put their needs above. Well, I want this now. I don't care. I shouldn't have to do this to get this type thing.
yep.
Like, so once you leave that selfishness out the window and you become selfless and you tend to the other person's needs, they're tending to your needs, it meshes.
I agree. I like
I
that.
think I think
That's
you
a
should
nice
always.
thing.
Honestly, I think to make sex, I guess, more pleasurable for each other, it should be I'm focusing on you and you focus on me. If I spend more time focusing on what's gonna get you off or what makes you what's gonna make this moment like unforgettable for you, then I don't really have time to focus on what works for me. If you do your job in studying me, I don't really need to help you in that department at
Yeah.
all.
I just think that's the biggest issue, like in relationships, is women meeting the men's needs sexually
Mm-hmm.
and then men meeting the women's needs emotionally. And
Yeah.
I think
Always
both
Sandra.
sides don't know how to, because we just weren't taught, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
Cassandra,
father
I like a
figure.
point you made, bro. You said studying you. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, studying, bro. Do you think people don't study each other in relationships, bro? Like people just walking around
Yeah.
doing their
Yep.
shit.
I
Yeah.
think the somebody I dated, because I ain't gonna say the particular order because then we'll know who the person is. But someone I dated, one they spent a lot of time, and I used to think it was weird why they would ask me certain questions like randomly, ask me a certain question, and then 2 months later, like I see that come to fruition, like that thing I mentioned, like if they're like, oh, what underwear do you like? And everybody know I like Victoria's Secret. And then 2 months down the road, I get an order and it's like nothing but Victoria's Secret. I'm like, oh, okay. Or it's like, what kind of food you like? And then you notice like you stop going to as much places as the person likes and you start going to more places that you like. I started to realize, oh, this person is actually studying me. So when it came down to actually pleasing me, it was never difficult for him because it's like, no, I know her. I took the time to really get to know what she's into, what she likes, what she wants to do. And then I noticed that the person actually took pleasure in doing it. It wasn't because I just want to have sex with her, but I
Yeah.
really wanted to. When I make love to her, oh, we should talk about that too. Is there a difference between having sex and making love? Because I used to think it
Yes,
was
it
the
is.
I used to think it was the same thing. In
No, it ain't.
player days, I was like, okay, you want to make love? Are you gonna buy me these crab cakes? Then I'll do whatever you want me to
Crab
do.
cakes.
Crab
Wow.
cake.
A
That's it.
crab
God
cake.
damn.
It
Hey, the
didn't take
price is
much.
Wow.
It
low.
didn't take.
Hey,
Y'all
the
know how
price
much
is
I
low,
like food.
Cassandra. God damn. Crab
Y'all,
cake?
y'all know how much I like food. Come on.
Jesus
Should have had
Christ,
you on
bro.
Mari. You was out here.
I would have made a good guess on more.
Man, I'm
Should
gonna
have
move
had
on
you
to the next
on.
question, bro. With them goddamn crab cakes. Planned or spontaneous, bro? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all think in a relationship, bro, if judging off of okay, we've had busy schedules and all this stuff that we brought up, you know what I'm saying? Planned or spontaneous? What is y'all take on it? How should sex be in a relationship?
I think both parties do both. I think I might plan to have sex. You just don't know it yet that I planned it. Like in my head, we have a
It's a
sex tonight.
one-sided
You just
plan.
don't know it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, to you, it's spontaneous, but I had this planned all along. So
Mm.
I think I think they
So
work.
in
both, like simultaneously. It could be like
Yep.
I
So in that
think
case, so you know what I'm saying. So in that case, is it ever spontaneous? Because what you just said, sometimes I might be like, okay, Bean, wake up, and then hit a little nasty text. You know what I'm saying, and then keep on hitting sequential texts throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm planning on something. You feel me? Towards the end of the night, and then you know what I'm saying. You might not be knowing that, but you might start to slowly get into the mood. Of okay, you know what I'm saying, and then it happens, and it was a plan on my part, but it was spontaneous on your part. So is it
I think it
ever
can be both
planned
though.
or
I think it can be spontaneous. It can be I got out the shower and you be like, ooh, lay down real quick. That's
true?
spontaneous. So it could
True.
be both, I think. And
True.
I think it's I don't think planned was I think for me it's when it's scheduled is a problem. All right, we'll do it
Tuesday,
Thursday
yeah,
night at 9 p.m. Like
got you.
that's
Yeah.
a
I agree
problem.
with that. I agree with
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, I say it should. I mean, to be honest, I think ends up being both as well. But for me, spontaneous is good too because it keeps the spice up. You know,
It
you
does.
Yeah.
can't just be so robotic and have everything planned out because, like Shirley was saying earlier, like it takes the pleasure and fun out of it. Eventually, I don't want to feel like it's a chore.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, one day if you're riding home from dinner, skirt to the side and you find a dark spot. And,
Knock it out real quick.
exactly.
That's the worst when it feel like a chore, man. Like I
Hmm.
don't even want it. Like, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think
You can
that's
have it, man. You can have it.
yeah, damn.
See,
Stick it on the
y'all are
shelf,
like that.
please.
Some niggas don't care.
Yeah, I
Some
was sent
Yeah.
too
Nah,
hard to
I don't
believe.
like
don't
that shit,
care.
bro. I like my thing to
Huh?
be enjoyable.
Yeah.
Fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm turning into an old lady, like y'all said. Maybe it's my 40s climbing up on me. But I honest to God, I do like plan, but I notice every time every time we plan it, one of us ruins it for the other person. It's always something so simple as, bruh, who you talking to? Oh, oh, good night. Good night. With my lingerie on. Good night.
Damn.
You should have
Yeah, with the
never said what I
lingerie
said.
on, bro.
With the
Damn.
with the lingerie on, and you cold and everything. Good night.
Ain't no damn
Wait,
clothes,
so
man. I would have
hold
let you
on,
feel this
Cassandra.
print, man. I would have been, hey, tighten up, man. Tighten up.
Yeah.
Tighten up.
Cassandra,
You
you
know what
guys
time it
plan
is.
every encounter?
No, but
Okay.
for the most part, because my libido is so low, I do try to plan at least in my mind. I may not tell him, like Shirley said, I don't tell him all the time that I plan it, but in the 4 weeks, I try to say, okay, this week I'm forcing myself to do it once or twice. I'm forcing myself. It's that it unfortunately it got low, really low after the twins. I don't know what happened, but it's not. I'm still very
Mm,
attractive to my husband, but sometimes I really just don't be in the mood to do it. So every at least 4 times out the month I force myself, like, whether you're tired or not tired, make the effort to do it. You
do
got to
you
be fair.
do you ever feel like he senses that? Like
Mhm.
mm.
That I
and
planned it.
yeah, and do you think that affects like maybe how he feels about your attraction towards him? Like, I'm just curious. Like, do you feel like he don't even
Oh,
notice like
that's
what
a
you're
good
doing?
point.
That is a very good
That's a good
question, bro.
question. He I think in the beginning, well, okay, let me just be blatantly honest. I think maybe a few months ago we had a discussion, but you guys are not, especially Haitian men, you guys are not as open to say, are you still attracted to me? You guys don't openly say that, but you go around different corners and saying that. Like, it'll probably be like, oh, do you like the way I cut my beard? Or do you think I need to cut my hair down? Do you think I need to lose a little bit more weight? Simple stuff like that, but it's never, are you still attracted to me? So when I get more of those questions, then I peep game, like, oh, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Or my telltale sign, well, in our marriage, my telltale sign is when I notice he's being a little too mean. I'm like, I have to go back and count. I'm like, girl, you ain't have sex with this man, and like, you gotta do better. You got to do better. So whenever I get like he's being mean, I already know like, okay, I'm gonna have to do something a little strange
For a piece of change.
for a piece of change.
That was just what I
I
For a
was
peeped,
piece of
saying.
change.
you know what? I peeped that too, man. I peeped that like a
Um,
year and a half ago. I had realized like after I go a few days without getting it or a week,
you
I
mean
start getting frustrated and I start
Yeah,
getting like
true.
mean. Like I'll
mean?
start like being
I agree with
short,
that.
being snippy, my tone
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like this, and then boom, she'll drop it on me. So I'm like, okay, so she peeping it too. So now
Yeah,
you know, sometimes I just be like, I'm
mean
mad.
just to be me. Just to be
God
me.
damn
Just
it.
to see.
Why these goddamn dishes ain't washed?
And it's one fork. It's one fork.
This goddamn fork been sitting here all day.
Shirley, you left one lock unlocked.
Just
Oh
picking at
man.
it. But yeah, that's
Just
crazy
looking. Because
how you peep
we
that.
really do take the time as women, we really do take the time to study, y'all. It becomes natural. It's a very natural thing for a woman. We study our children, we study our friends, we study our co-workers, we study everybody. So if somebody come with us with the, well, that's not what I mean. You lying, because I know you better than you know yourself. I know
Yeah.
that's what you meant. So go ahead, take your clothes off and let's get this done because you're mean. You're mean right now. You're
Yeah.
being very mean.
Listen, I agree with y'all on that, but to me it was the opposite thing. To me, I started noticing that I was doing that, and I said, okay, Beam, like I can't put that pressure on her. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm frustrated because we're not doing something, you know what I'm saying? I just need to be able to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not good with what you feel me? We ain't had sex in this long, bro. Like
When
tighten up.
did
Like
you
what we doing?
when did you start doing that, Cliff? When
After
did you
therapy,
start?
bro. Guaranteed after therapy. I
Okay.
promise you. Yes.
Okay.
But
So
before
it's
that, you feel me?
fairly
I
recent.
was yeah, I was frustrated the same way, and then I was feeling the same way, and then doing all that shit. But now you feel me? I'm like, okay, Beam, it's not happening, or I'm frustrated. I'm starting to feel frustrated. I can acknowledge that. I notice it, and I'm like, okay, hey, you know, like what we doing? Like it's been just like you good. You know what I'm saying? Like you busy at work. Like what's the problem?
Listen,
That's mature.
It is
Cliff would be
mature.
like, "What's up? It's been 2 days." Like, be honest.
I mean, there's only 7 days in a week, bro. We gotta knock this 3 or 4 out, bro. We gotta knock this 3 and 4 out, bro.
He said,
Like,
I
well,
just want to let you know day 3 we
I
beginning. So I gave you
Mind
2.
you, I'll be
I'm
like,
dead. He's
I
I'll be like,
mean, there's 7
and
days
I'll
in
be
a
like,
week,
but
bro.
it's been 2 days, but on Monday we had sex 3 times. We did it 3 times on
There's 7
Monday.
days in a week, bro. That
Shirley,
counts as one.
do
That counts
you
as
count
one.
that as 1 or do you count it as 3,
3
Shirley?
separate times.
I count it as 3 too.
Come on,
That
not my
counts as
vagina
one.
had
It
to
was
get
one
wet
day.
3 separate
Yeah,
times. You bust 3 separate times. I
that's
bust
3
3
times.
separate
That's
times.
3 times.
And then by Wednesday, you looking at me funny like I just ain't busted open 3 times on Monday.
Because it was one time on Monday.
All right, moving forward, 1 time on Monday. Then what's the point?
I'm playing with you, dog. It was 3 times. No, I'm playing.
Cliff said, I'm not ruining my sex life. It was 3 times, honey. It was 3 times. It was 4.
I'm
Whatever's
playing,
going to make
dog.
you feel good. It was 4.
No, I agree.
I
It
will
was 3
say,
times, bro. I agree with you. It do be 3
but
times.
I will say since
But it was like
Barry,
sometimes, bro, it'd be like if you bust it over 3 times in a day, you like, oh, it's like that this week. Oh, okay, we gonna roll it then.
so he
That's how I'm looking at
quiet.
it, bro. I'm looking, okay, we
I
rolling this
think
week.
low key a woman regrets, like we slimly regret giving it to y'all more than once a day because you guys don't realize it. And for you it may take like a, okay, just thinking about it and you're back up. For us,
We call it
our
energy.
system needs to rest for us to get back up and do all these lavish things that you want to get done. It takes a lot
does.
of work.
It definitely does.
It
So
takes a
like,
lot of work.
yeah, y'all could bust and still be hard. My
Not
body
us.
shut down. Clank, clank, clank. Like,
You ever
no.
notice we fall asleep right after? Don't let it be real good. I be
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Oh man.
I slept with somebody who used to do that. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Oh my
Damn, for real?
A guy? Well,
A
yeah.
guy. God. A guy.
Wow. Was he one of the gay ones?
Mm-mm. That's just how he was.
The gay ones.
Yeah. I told you the gay ones didn't touch me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the gay ones didn't touch me. The gay ones didn't
But all
touch
right,
me.
guys. We're gonna move on to the next question. I think we're rolling pretty strong on this one, bro. I think this is an interesting topic. Who should be in control in the bedroom in a relationship? Who do y'all think should be the one, I guess, pulling all the strings or making shit shake? I'm gonna start with I started with Selection Mode last time. Show no emotion. I'm gonna start with you. What's up?
I think it just depends on the people's personality and like what they are attracted to or what gets their rocks off. Some people like to be in control. Some people like to be submissive in the bedroom. You want me, for me personally, I think it just depends on the mood. I kind of like to be a little more submissive in the bedroom. That turns me on. Like I don't really want to have control in the bedroom, but there'll be times where like I like to have control when I give oral though. That's my control.
I don't think, honestly, can I say something, Shirley? I don't think no woman wants the man to ever be, unless you're a whore and you're getting paid for it. I never met a woman who wants the man to, because who wants to deal with this? Who wants that? Like, who wants that? Who wants
Yo,
it?
why do guys do that? Why?
Like, why y'all do that? You giving me whiplash? Like, I'm over it. I'm gonna bite you in a minute. Chill.
Who is the guys y'all messing with, bro? They're aggressive as fuck.
Well, I mean, obviously it's not that hard, but when you guys do this, it really makes a woman be like, you know what, I'm done. Oh, let me speak for myself. Some women like it.
Some girls
Some
like
women
that
like
shit.
it.
All of that.
No, I agree with you, Cassandra. I don't like that. Cliff has never done that to me. But I like to be in control in that environment because like that's my thing. Like I want to see you moving and squirming. Like that's my thing. But in like sex or whatever, nah, you can have all that. You can have control. Oh yeah. So I think it just depends on the person. I think it depends on the person and their personality.
Yeah.
But for me, a man should be in control in the bedroom.
Okay, well, there it is.
I say for me, it would be whoever you was going to next.
No, I was going to go ahead.
Okay, for me, I think 75% of the time I like to be in control. You know, I like to be able to like whether it's be a man and just like be in control, or whether it's to like pace myself, or whether it's to ensure you're being pleasured. Like I like to be able to like control those aspects. But I feel like probably like once every blue moon, I just will have like I just want to like lay here and like be like
you treat me, bro. You treat me one
like
time.
Yeah. So I think it's like it'll weigh like 75-25 for me. But I do think to the point of like the question y'all was talking about, like what woman likes a man to just like be rough with them like that. I think
some girls do, bro.
Some girls do, and some men like you said Cliff never do that to you. I feel like some men, like depending on who you with, is like depends on how you gonna treat her too. So
that is true. I wouldn't do it. You're gonna send it to my wife. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do it to my wife, bro, unless you want me to. You know what I'm saying? But you feel me to a little slider or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Something you had back in the days. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you but to me it's more like probably like 80-20. 80-20. You know what I'm saying? Like 80% of the time I want to be in control, but like I don't even want to say 80-20, but probably like 90-10. I want to be in control, but like 10% of the time I would be like, okay, I walk inside, bro, and you feel me, dog, throw me down real quick, and I'd be like, oh, nice, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you start to do the shit, you know what I'm saying, get the shit shaking. I would like that 10% of the time. I like that.
If I throw the Cliff down, Cliff like, what the fuck you doing? That's what you would say.
No, I'll be like, hey, man.
I can't even tap Cliff
butt.
Tie
me up, man. Like, what's up?
I can't even tap Cliff butt. Like if I walk by and tap his butt.
Do that, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. And why do girls do that, bro? I'm pretty sure Cassandra did it. I'm pretty sure Mona did it, bro. Why do girls like to freaking tap niggas' butts and shit? Like, don't do that shit with me, bro. Don't do that shit with me.
What's wrong? Francis, Tina tap your butt?
Does Tina tap my butt? Yeah, she do when she want to fuck with me. Like when she like want to fuck with me and get a reaction from me because she know
Yes,
I like
bro.
it. She gonna tap.
Exactly, bro.
Oh,
It's on purpose, bro.
Yeah.
It's on purpose.
y'all in this booty thing. Come
That's
on.
my butt. I see
Y'all
you
Haitian
out.
boys have nice round booties because your mama shaped your booties, so they be perfectly round, perfectly round. Hold on, let me get my charger.
What about you, Cassandra? I don't know if you answered.
No, I was gonna
Andrew got
put my
she got an
phone.
orange jumpsuit on.
No, it's
Orange
my
is the
rich.
new
It's
black,
my rich.
bro. She like
It's my rich auntie outfit. The I
I'm
want to
good.
say 95% of the time I need to be in control, and I like the fact that my
You
husband
need to be in
prefers it.
control.
I've always been like that though.
Wow.
I've always been like that
Wow.
because I feel like I said, I take the time to study you, so I already know what you want, sir. And I know that I'm tired, so I want to get this over with as quick as possible. So
Wow.
Yeah,
don't
but
let it.
that means like
It's a
you
mission
can't
for
get
you, bro. It
dick
ain't even no
down if you're
yeah.
in control. Like you can only get
It's
dick
a
down if you're
conquest
not
for
in
me.
control.
I've always
Yes.
been like that. It's a conquest. It is a conquest. I want to see
Wow.
how far I can get you, or how many times I can make you say my name. I want to see. I like the
Wow.
challenge. So about
But
95% need to be in control.
as a man, you gonna start to
5%,
see
that
how
nigga
many
get to
times
control
you
the
can say his name.
situation.
You asked me how would I feel. I didn't say if it's always like that in my marriage. No, it's not always like that, but that's what I like.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
that works for me. That really works for me. To like, which is that's why I said the plan stuff. As much as I like to plan it, it doesn't work out like that. But I like to see like you wasn't expecting me to like want to do it today, or you wasn't expecting me to come out in that. You wasn't expecting me to know that position. Low key, back in college, I read the Kama Sutra. Back in college, I
I
think
read
did
it
I
too
show it to
as
y'all,
well.
Shirley?
I read
I
it
don't think
too.
I showed it to y'all. I read that book back in college, and them Indian people, if they don't know nothing, they know how to have sex, boy. They know how to have sex. But I believe most of the time when you really want it to be pleasurable, I think the woman could just do. I just think, oh, you got it. The complete.
Of course he do. 3 times in one day ain't enough. Of course he got a conversation. I
He
be
need
You
telling
know
to,
you
them
gotta
niggas
try
be
some change.
begging. Niggas be begging for 3 times in one day.
yeah.
Well, if it wasn't good, I wouldn't be able to get it 3 times a day. You know what I mean? So it gotta be somewhat good to where you want
That's
it
not
too.
the point.
No,
The
some
point
people are
is
just addicted to sex, so that's why they do it. It's not the fact that it's good. I know
I
people
don't have
with
no addictions.
addictions to it.
I don't have no addictions.
They're addicted.
But anyways,
the
we're gonna
point
go
is,
on to
Cliff, the moral of the story, Cliff, you have a very healthy sex relationship, okay?
I never said I didn't.
Mm.
I never said I didn't.
I'm surprised y'all don't have more kids than y'all do. My God.
I'm very
Oh
careful.
no, his pull-out game
I'm
is
very careful. I'm
on
very
point.
careful.
Like our 2 kids, they were playing. Like we
Very much
like
so.
those are like the only 2
Strategically.
times he in me. And boom.
And they worked both times. Both times.
Yeah.
Very strategic. But anyways, we're gonna go on to the last question of the day, and then we're gonna get to the rest of the stuff. Why is there such a difference between men and women when it comes to sex? This whole time on this today, bro, we've been speaking of being frequency, and women need it emotionally, men need it more frequent, and I think we came to a conclusion of 3 or 4 times is, I guess, ideal situation. But why is there still like such a disconnect? You know what I'm saying, between men and women when it comes to sex? Like men ain't happy sometimes with the sex frequency. Females ain't happy with, you know what I'm saying, they partner, I guess, not being satisfying to them. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's the disconnect here? But like, why?
So what
That's the open floor.
is there
That's
such
open
a
floor.
difference between men and women pertaining
I'm
to
probably
sex?
gonna ruffle some feathers, but I think women have gotten comfortable or complacent with using the "I'm tired, I had kids, I cooked, I cleaned." I think women are using those excuses a little too often. And I think society accepts that,
I agree.
where because and I think it's because society drives women always being like emotionally met, like women empowerment, women this, women that.
Yeah.
You never really hear much about men and like what men need to fulfill their needs emotionally or physically. So I think women kind of run with that, and we forget that men are human too, and they have emotions as well. They have needs and they have physical needs. They can't just sit and provide, provide, provide. Granted, I'll be the first to say that I didn't come to this realization until I went to therapy. So I'm not gonna act like I'm above all. Like I'm definitely not gonna do that. However, I realized that being in tune with my husband's emotions leads to more physical intimacy between us. So, like, I think women are different when it comes to sex because, to be quite honest, women are selfish. We kind of want our emotional needs met and all this, and that. And we kind of feel like sex is a reward. Like we feel like we're like it's a prize to have sex with us. So if you're
Okay.
not doing certain things, then we're not gonna have sex with you. Even
That's what I
if
was
we're not
gonna ask you. Do you
even if
think
we're
they do
not
it on
even like
purpose?
no, I don't think I don't think women are doing it. I think some women do hold sex on purpose, but I think it's just so ingrained in us that subconsciously we shut down and don't want to have sex when our needs are not being met. But that's kind of selfish in a way. You know what I mean? So I don't even think people like purposely do it. I think some people do, but I think it's just so ingrained in us that that's how we were raised. Like, oh, don't give anybody your coochie. Don't do it. Like it's a prize. It's a you know what I mean? So we treat it as that even within our marriage. And I feel like once you marry that person, they've already won the prize. So why
Okay.
continue that narrative with your husband, if that
Mm.
makes sense?
I like that take.
So um I think that's the biggest disconnect. I think women need to be a little more less selfish, and I think men need to be a little more emotional.
I like that take, bro. I like that take. Especially the points where you were saying that women maybe had it ingrained in them for so long to where it just might be a natural thing to the point they're not even noticing no more. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked the question of, do you think they're doing it on purpose? But you was like, okay,
No, I
not
don't
so.
think
I
so.
I personally think some women, I think a majority of women do it on purpose. I think majority of women know that niggas want sex and niggas want to like be on that, and they use that to leverage. Okay, I'm gonna make this nigga act right, or how I want him to act. And if he don't, you know what I'm saying, he's not gonna get the sex. You know what I'm saying? Like even in the relationship, I'm talking primarily in relationship. A nigga will, like, if he's not doing what he needs to be doing in her eyes or whatever, you know what I'm saying, she might withhold sex from him, you know what I'm saying, and then have him go through that feeling or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to where he's not satisfied and she's pretty much holding the cards. That's kind of why I had that question earlier, you know what I'm saying, who's more in control of the bedroom? Because I think on that part, I think the women are playing a game of control, you know what I'm saying, of the bedroom on that side, you know what I'm saying? They're controlling the access of the bedroom by trying to, okay, being deny the man or whatever in the relationship of what's going on. Give me a second. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Who's that, Casey?
But I do feel like, I
Yeah.
mean, listen, I'm all for what y'all saying. To be honest with you, I support it 100%. But I do feel like there are some niggas, and I apologize in advance, my brothers, but there are some niggas that probably where it makes sense, and you can't blame the woman for holding the box. Like, nigga ain't taking out trash, nigga ain't washing out the dishes, nigga ain't take me out to eat in 4 months. Nigga just coming down here, just whatever he wants some, he just get it and he disappear for a month. Like I get why some would be like, yo, like you ain't doing your job.
But
So
what about the niggas
won't
that are
get it.
doing their job and still don't get it? You know what I'm saying? What about the niggas that doing their shit and they still,
That's-
you feel me, dog, get held under a certain thing? You know what I'm saying? Because there are just like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
niggas that
So
ain't doing the shit. There's niggas that doing the shit and still not getting what
yeah,
I
so for the
don't want to
ones
say
that are
reward. You know what I'm saying? But they're still not getting what should be natural inside the
yeah,
relationship
yeah.
or the process of exchange. You know what I'm saying?
For the ones that are doing their job and they still not getting it, then I'm completely aligned with y'all when y'all talk about just how women were probably raised and how some of that stuff ingrained in you, and you not wanting to like give him what he, the prize that he's already won. But I just feel like, we're making generalizations, but in some
Mm-hmm.
cases, it makes sense when a woman is holding the box away. Because I know there were times that I wasn't being the way I should have been, and
True.
I wasn't getting the box, and then I was being frustrated by that, and it was like that I deserved to get the box, and I was like, okay, I got to start like acting right. So I don't know.
No,
I
of
agree with
course.
that.
I definitely think there's always certain situations or outliers. No, I definitely agree with you. I think my main perspective or aspect or point that I was trying to drive across is that women tend to only worry about like how their emotional needs are being met in a relationship, and it's they don't men are not really like a priority in like what their emotional, like, you know what I mean, like I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of women take into consideration what a man needs out of a relationship. They're kind of
Yeah,
more self-focused, and I just think if women take the time to meet the men emotionally, and again it just goes back to men don't really express emotions, so women don't know how to tap into men's emotions, but men have emotions.
yeah,
So
Mhm.
if
If a
you tap
man
into
expressed an emotion to you, would a woman accept it? From my
some women
experience, from my
some women
experience,
will probably think
most
that man,
women do not.
yeah, some women will probably be like, oh, he's not man enough. He's, he's this, he's that, he's soft or
An
whatever.
immature woman
Yeah,
would think that.
yeah,
I personally would be very receptive, and that would, I feel like for me it would build more trust and connection, because I would feel like, wow, they were that open or that vulnerable with me, that means that they trust me. Like, I would appreciate it
Yeah,
personally.
yeah.
to an extent. You can't be crying every day.
Crying and
Like,
shit. Yeah. I mean, I get that, but that's not the emotion I'm talking about. I'm talking about like if a nigga came to you and was like, "Hey, bro, like when you do this, like it makes me feel like this." You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to feel like this. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
what we gonna do to solve this issue? You know what I'm saying? Or address this? Like if they came to you like that, I think the majority of women will be like, "The fuck is this nigga talking about, bro?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't. I don't think women care that much about niggas' emotions. They don't
We
care what you feel.
I think we do. I think it's when you bring it in the moment that you bring it to us. If we're in
So,
a heated
so it has to be the
discussion,
right moment.
well, no. It could be the moment that the action, like, let's say I disrespect you, you could correct me in that moment. Will I be receptive to it in that moment? Maybe not. But
Why?
when we're by ourselves again or something, or when we get an opportunity to bring it back up, I may say, you know what, you was right, and I do apologize. Do I always apologize in the moment? Probably not, because especially if I feel like I'm trying to get my point across, or if I feel like I'm being right. But when you take that moment to sit down and you self-reflect, you like, okay, I could have handled that differently, I do apologize. Or maybe I won't even apologize, but I do change the way I acted, or I open myself up more so that I'm accepting of you expressing yourself outside of in just the bedroom. I want you to express yourself to me. But to answer your question, why is there such a difference? I believe there's a difference between us pertaining to sex because obviously we're two different individuals. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Our makeup is different, our thought is different, the way we carry ourselves is different, our bodies are different. Period. So there's always going to be a difference in how we approach sex. I will say Shirley's response was very triggering for me because I am one of those women who use those excuses, like, especially now that my husband
Did
he
you do it
drives.
on purpose?
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
And can I be honest? Sometimes I did it because I remember there was a point in our marriage where I wanted it way more than he did. So there's that inkling of you that want to, be like, well, you did it. You did it first. So I'm just payback is my
Mm.
lick, you know. But
Petty
now,
LaBelle.
yeah, payback. Even as a Christian, I be trying to get payback. Sometimes it's not right, but I do. Sometimes I try to get payback. But now with Shirley's response, and even a little bit before Shirley's response, I do try to take those moments where it's like, are you really considering this man? Are you considering his feelings? Are you considering what he needs? Not just
Yeah,
because I want him to be nice, but I want him to enjoy being married too. I do. I want our marriage
that is a
when he
good
goes out.
take.
I want him to have when somebody speaks about marriage, I don't want it to be a sore for him. I want it to be like, nah, I love this girl. I love this girl.
That
I
is a
love
good
this
take,
person,
bro. I
and
like that.
I enjoy being with her. So I do try to make more of a conscious effort. That's why I said I don't know if I'll ever get back to the 4 times a week stuff. I don't know, but I will try. I think the most I've ever done is when we were attempting to make the twins 6 times in a 5 day period. It's probably more than six, but the times I can remember were 6 times. And some of them did feel like a chore because I knew I was ovulating. So I was like, all right,
Mm.
temp up, let's go. Let's get it in. But it was fun because it was just like we both wanted to achieve a goal, but it was just exciting to try different stuff. So maybe I'll try that again. This time I'm a little nervous because trying to get pregnant again.
I'm gonna
Mm.
pray for that brother, man.
Yeah, man.
You should. You should. You should. I don't want to make it. Let me correct. It's not. It's really not that bad. It's really not that bad because sometimes he just don't be into it either. I don't know if it's like maybe we need to take more time for ourselves
I
where
was
we
about
can
to
really
say
like,
that.
yeah, we
I was
need to
about to
really
say
do
that.
that.
I said a lot of women get into this funk of let me take care of the kids and put the kids first, and the kids need this, the kids need that. I got to put the kid down. I got to feed this. Da 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 da. I wholeheartedly believe, and again, this might ruffle feathers because I know some moms out there. I wholeheartedly believe that you need to put your husband first. Because if you put your husband first above the kids, it's all going to be a trickle down effect. Because
Because
at the
he
end of
gonna
the day,
take care of your.
But that's
too.
biblical too, Shirley. I
Yeah,
don't think
it's
it's
not
a
just
ruffle feather. It's biblical.
I
It's
think it's
biblical.
not just you raising the kids, it's the husband as well. So both parties have to be happy for those kids to see a happy relationship. Because the vision or the what you are driving or ingraining in them is how to be in a relationship. Any
Yeah.
relationship, a friendship, a work relationship, a romantic relationship, they're learning all of that by looking at their parents. So if you are putting so much into the kids and you're not fostering the needs of your husband, it's going to, at the end of the day, still affect the kids. As
Yeah.
much as you think you're putting them first, you're really hurting them. Like they're not seeing a happy or appropriate relationship. So I wholeheartedly believe, like me and Cliff will take our date nights, leave the kids, and they'll be all right. It's about me and Cliff right now. Even at
Yeah.
home, the kids know mommy and daddy are having me time. Me and Cliff will be like outside just talking or whatever. Like, but you have to, have time for you and your husband because the kids
Yeah.
see that and that's the image that they're gonna know. Like that's what they're gonna know a relationship is. So you
Yeah.
can't make kids happy if your husband ain't happy or your mate, vice versa, husband or wife. So I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, I put my kids above." No, it ain't go. That's just my opinion, though.
The kids finna leave y'all ass, bro, eventually. And then who's gonna be
Listen,
left, boy? Who's gonna be
that
left?
thing hit me. That hit my chest this week. Like Shalom in 2 weeks, Shalom will be 10. Reality sunk in. Like when I say like a slap in the face, I got 8 more years and this girl's out my house.
Mm-hmm.
8 more years, and then it comes right after, right after. Everybody, all my kids are 4 years apart.
And then who
So
you left with?
I'm left with nobody. And if you don't take the
Ain't no damn
time.
nobody. You left with the man that was there with you the
No,
whole
no, no,
time.
no, no. That's not what I mean. I mean, as far as when you spend so much time focusing on your just being a parent, because I
Oh,
do
okay, okay, okay.
understand what
Gotcha.
Shirley's saying. I don't do that anymore. I don't do it anymore. Most of the time it's just I'm tired. Be honest. I just tired. But I don't look at it as if like I feel like if you don't take the time to really get to know the person you're with in those 18 years, if you have one kid, it's 18 years. If you have two, it's maybe 22 or so years before your house is like really empty. You become empty nesters. If y'all don't like each other, that's what happened in COVID. Why so many people got a divorce? They don't know each other. They don't like each
Mhm.
other. So
Mhm.
all they were good at was having sex with each other. All they good at is going on
That's
trips.
true.
Now they can't go nowhere. Now I can't stand you.
Hmm.
I can't go to Bermuda and pretend like we happy to take these pictures anymore because I can't go nowhere. I gotta sit in here with this
Hey,
person I don't know. So
Andrew with the
COVID
bangers,
saved a
man.
lot of marriages and COVID ruined a lot of marriages, or it woke up a lot of marriages for people to see, do I really like this person? Am I really sexually attracted to this person? I'm around you more than the 3 hours that I'm normally around you. Because scientifically, we're really only around our spouse maybe, what is it, 4 to 6 hours a day in a 24-hour period.
Me and Cliff
Because
around each other 23 hours a day.
24 hours a day. We around each other.
oh, Cliff, you still work from home?
Yep.
All
I
right
actually
then.
work from home
Indefinitely.
now too.
No, but don't
Indefinitely.
don't you think it's doing wonders for your marriage? It's cool.
Oh, I
I
love
think
it.
COVID strengthened our shit, bro, because both of us
Yeah.
went to therapy and we figured this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I think that worked for us. And then from there, you feel me? We able to sit in the house, both of us in the house, and not kill each other all day,
And
every
actually
day,
like
7 days a
looking
week.
forward,
You know what
looking
I'm saying?
forward to
So
being home with each other.
yeah, we good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took a long time to get here. Wasn't easy.
hmm
But
The
at
road
least
to
you got
success is paved with hard times, bro.
you got there before year 15.
Yeah, we're gonna be like married. What, 5 years married this year? No, 4 years?
10 years
Four
together,
years.
8. Yeah,
But together 10 years.
it's been some
No,
long
Yeah.
years.
9 years. 9 years. Whatever.
But
Long.
what say you, Salacious Mona? Why is there such a difference between men and women pertaining to sex? And we ain't see your face all day, bro. I'm pretty much
Right.
talking to a ghost.
I'm like super busy. I'm like doing other things. So yeah,
Man,
my phone died. Because like I have my niece, so I've been trying to feed her and do all this other stuff. But why is there such a difference between men and women pertaining to sex? Um, I think because the thing is, men don't need to be emotionally connected for sex, and most women do. Like, I think that's what the big difference is. Like, guys, they don't usually, I mean, they don't have a problem not tying sex to emotions or connection or whatever. They just like, get what I need, and it is what it is. But excuse me, most women, they have an emotional tie to sex, and they need it to even, like, you know
Mhm.
get wet and all this other stuff that you need for a woman to enjoy sex. I think that's the major thing,
Yeah.
because if I feel like, even if you're a guy is mad at a woman, they'll still be able to have sex with them. Women, they're gonna
Yeah.
be like, hell no, don't even touch me, bro.
Right.
I don't even want you near me. Why are you even
Mhm.
breathing the same air as me?
why does she?
Not breathing.
Yeah,
That's
so
true. That's true.
I think that's just what it is.
That's very true.
I mean, we are inherently different. We got different
True,
chromosomes. I mean,
true.
really, like estrogen, testosterone levels, like everything is different. Like we got a piece that go in, y'all got a piece that
But then
receives.
why so much of a push for the men being like women shit, dog? You know what I'm saying? Or women being like, man, and making the shit playing field even and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Why, like,
I don't
celebrate
want
the
things to
differences,
be
bro, and call it a
even. I
day,
don't
bro.
need everything to be even, personally. That's just me.
I say
Like,
celebrate the
something,
differences, bro, and then call it a day, bro. Because
yeah.
together you can all the puzzles fit, bro. Like the differences make
Exactly.
the complete puzzle, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need a level playing field. I think, like, with things like, if, like, for instance, when you go into the outside world with work ethic and responsibilities, I think if I'm doing the same thing as you, the pay should be the same. However, in my home,
Hmm.
no, there's certain things I don't want to do. Like, I don't want to take out the trash. I don't want to freaking clean my car or fix my car, fix this with my car. I just don't want to do those things. That's just like, things that just irk me that I feel like I have to do, and I'm like,
But
when you're
then
single.
why do people act like they want to do it? You know what I'm saying? There's so many people, like so many women, like want to be independent, but act like they want to do all this shit. Why push
Some
for
of
that?
them
Maybe
want
say,
to
hey,
be.
I want,
Some
I
of
want,
them.
I,
Go
I need a
ahead,
man
sorry.
too. I need somebody to take the trash out and put, you know what I'm saying? I need somebody to fix the car. Like, why not say that, bro? Why act like you don't need it? Because we
Well,
all
all the
need it.
women on here, we want that soft life. So just in case anybody want to know,
Nobody want to
I
know.
think every
I
woman,
thoroughly enjoy soft life, and
yeah.
I look
Yeah.
forward to
And
it,
I can say
and
it.
I
I can say it
embrace
on
it.
men's end too. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be like, bro, like man, fuck them hoes, all this. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way with men too, bro. Like, why are we acting like we don't need? Like, I don't want to sit there and have to tend to my kids' emotions all day, every day. Bro. I don't have to do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
I don't think y'all have the capacity to do that.
I'd rather somebody who is good at that do that, and then I come in with a little sprinkle of some shit. You know what I'm saying? From time to time with some emotional shit. But you take the majority of shit.
Here
I
and
take the
there.
majority of the outside shit. You know what I'm saying?
Razzle dazzle.
I'll fix the stuff in the house. I'll do all the trash out. You feel me? I'll do the cars. You know what I'm saying? I'll do all that, so you don't gotta worry about it.
But
Take care of this
please
other
don't let
shit.
me
You know?
deal with a child's emotion.
Take care of this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fair exchange, bro. Fair exchange.
Cliff scheduling them emotional connections like Cassandra scheduling her sex life. He's like, yo, what's one day down? I ain't gonna get this nigga all month. Here you
Yeah,
go.
I gotta give him a
Yeah.
kiss on the cheek, man. I gotta get that boy a kiss on the cheek.
Oh God.
I gotta tell him I love him.
I think most women that like run that independent woman rhetoric, or men that are like, I don't need a woman type thing. I think those are, and I could be wrong, this is just my opinion. I think they were kind of raised by single women. So they saw women being independent, and it kind of like their mom kind of ingrains in them, like, don't depend on no man because, whoa, look at me. I can't depend on nobody. I got to do it all myself. Da, 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 da. So they get that from their parents. And then so they go into, they live life with this mentality that don't depend on anyone. You got to get it yourself. You can't depend on no man.
Yeah, but I got a daughter though, but that's the mindset I'm ingraining in her. It's like, don't depend on no nigga. Like,
you can't do that, bro. You can't do that.
no, like she gotta be able to stand on her own.
No, you want her to stand on her own, but at the same time, you don't want her to be like, okay, Beans,
you don't need
fuck
anybody.
niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody needs. You know what I'm saying? Listen. I will say it proudly, bro. I need my wife, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's things that she do, bro. I do not pray or wish to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I need her for that, bro. I'm not gonna say I don't, bro. And she need me as well, bro. Because there's shit that I do, bro, that she do not want to do or wish to do, bro. Consistently, bro. We need each other.
I
For
hear
this,
you,
bro.
and that's
It has to
probably
be
the
give and
right way.
take.
I probably need some help, some therapy around the situation, to be honest with you. But in my kind of mindset right now, just being a girl dad, let's say, is like,
no, I feel you. You're gonna be protected.
You need something, call me. Like, I want to, like, you can't trust these niggas out here. Like, I'm your dad. I'm gonna take care of you.
Because you one of these niggas out here. You used to be
the type of niggas that be out here, bro. So they are good niggas. You a good nigga. But
I think it's more so just teaching her how to identify who's a good one versus a bad one. Instead of telling her, you don't need none of them. You got me and you get your own. But just teach her, like, it's I think it's great that you're teaching her to get her own and be, not depend on people. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also think in the midst, add in how to identify who's a good guy and who's not. Like what she should want out of a guy. Because we're made for each other. Like that's what we're here for. We're made to reproduce. You can't do it alone.
Yeah. I think if you're an awesome and a stand-up guy, which you are, France, you just try to teach her to go after someone like you. I never see a problem when a father wants their daughter, especially if it's a good father. If it's a good father. If you're a crappy dad, you don't even business what your daughter get. That's not your business. You don't care, you're crappy. But good fathers, they desire for their daughters to get someone up to their standards, or at least as close as possible to who you are, because at least that young man is genuinely going to love your daughter. It's good to teach. I mean, I have 3 girls myself. I try to teach them to go for independence, but I do also want them to
Find
get a
somebody
man
like
like
your
their
daddy.
daddy.
Somebody like your daddy, bro. That's
Get
it.
somebody like your daddy.
You
Yo,
gotta
I
be
hope
like I
it
said,
comes a point in
You gotta
time
be
where I can
responsible.
trust like your kid's judgment, because I feel I don't know what age that is, but you be like, yo, I trust their judgment out here in these streets. Like I
Nah,
don't
but
know,
listen,
man.
you
These
gotta let
kids
her
ain't.
know. You gotta let her know. I still have to vet this man. You know what I'm saying? You have to
Yeah.
bring him to me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah,
So
but you know
of
how many
course she's gonna
times
make
they
a
done.
choice and try some shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, hey, like this nigga. You feel me? You can, cause you gonna know, cause you been a nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be that nigga
Yeah,
ain't
but
shit. That you know what I'm saying? You gonna know the right one. So she got to bring him to
Yep.
you. But you can't say, okay, you got to be independent or none of that.
yeah,
Nah,
but I
you
know two. I
gotta
know
be
two.
interdependent, bro. You gotta be with each other.
Yeah, I know two fellas, man, good dudes, man. And I would say like these are prime examples of what fathers should look like. And they meet the person that they daughter dating, and they like, yo, this not it. Like, why you bringing this nigga to me? Like, that's not the dude for you. Like, he don't stand on nothing. Cuz can't keep a job. You taking care of cuz. Like, you like, that's not the type of nigga I raised you to be with. But you know, sometimes these girls at a young age, I'm in love. Like, nah, like you don't see in him what I see in him. And like, daddy, you don't know what you're talking about. And now all of a sudden they in New York with the nigga, they done ran off. Like,
Why New York specifically? Are you triggered? What did you hear?
I'm just saying, like,
What
Hey,
story are
Franz,
you telling?
Franz already. He making up whole scenarios for what his daughter might do. Like what? She in New York with a rap nigga. Hey, Franz,
But
be
it's gonna
prepared when
happen,
she.
Franz. Franz,
Yeah,
it's
be
gonna happen.
prepared. She gonna have that
She's
one
gonna
move
have a
where she
bad
gonna be
guy.
like, "Fuck my daddy,"
Yeah.
and they gonna be like, "Fuck my your
I'm
daddy," and she
coming.
gonna be like, "Yeah, you right, babe. You don't
I'm
know what you
coming
talking
in.
about." Just
I'm
It's
be
gonna
coming in.
happen.
prepared.
Everybody
She gonna
has
break
that
your
one.
little heart.
Yeah.
scary, man. Scary.
Mhm.
Don't be scared. You get they stop being babies, Franz. They do eventually grow up, and you do hope that the Bible tell you to train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're old, they won't depart from it. So even if she does have a mistake of dating a knucklehead,
It's your
you
fault.
just you just gotta hope and believe and pray that she does turn it back. But I think it's very rare because most of us were raised by a single. I can't say most of us. I think the four of us were raised by single women, and we still turned out to be pretty decent, and we still turned out to make good decisions. So you just have to know that your kids will be perfectly fine, especially if they're raised in a house and they see a balance. They see a good marriage. They see something that they desire. It's so rare that you see somebody grow up in a good house and turn out to be trash. Like that's very rare.
I
It's
don't
very
know.
rare.
Franz got a little red thick one over there.
Not
A little
thick.
girl, she a little red
Powder.
thick one over there.
You know what they say about them red bones.
The devil. But all right, yo. Though that was my last question. I'm gonna get into article or book of the week. I don't know, Cassandra, if you got one this week.
Oh no, I was just gonna give y'all since we were talking about sex. I don't know if you guys have ever read the book Songs of Solomon in the Bible.
I looked it up. I looked it up.
But
I was about to read it because
yeah,
it's
I encourage you to read Songs of Solomon with your significant other, even at right before y'all. I know people be like, "How you read the Bible right before you have sex?" But
it's a different
read the
book.
Songs
It's
of
a different
Solomon
book.
to each
Yeah,
other because
it's
it's
a different book.
poetry. It's a book of poetry, and it talks about like actually sucking her breasts and stuff like that. That stuff is actually in the Bible. So I encourage you to like read Songs of Solomon to your lover.
That's it.
But I didn't have another article. The news this week was straight trash. If it wasn't about Trump, it was about Hunter Biden or Russia. Not about the student
What
loans. That's
about the
all I care.
boy? The boy that killed himself at Fort Lauderdale High. That was big
Oh,
news.
I didn't. I
Yeah,
do. And
too. Especially
what's
not
sad is
married.
that's France, me, and Mona Lisa's. Is it
Alma
what you
mater.
call it? Alumni.
Alma
Alma
mater.
mater.
Alma
Alma
mater.
mater.
I the first time when I first saw it, no disrespect, I pray it don't come off negative, but I have to say, I already knew it was a white person. I already knew because
You
yes,
surprised now though?
Yeah, give me a second. Give me a second, Papa. Give me a second. I already knew it was a white boy. Or no, I don't want to say white boy or girl. Well, yeah, I just knew it was a white kid because one, I feel like as in our culture, we're deathly afraid of hurting our parents. Not saying black kids don't commit suicide. Black children do commit suicide, right? But I just feel like for it to be something as extreme as that, I just can't see a black child climbing at the third floor of their school to jump. I just knew it was a white kid.
Was it
One,
a white kid?
it was a white boy. It was a little white boy.
I don't know.
Because I saw some, and this is how you know we live in such a desensitized generation. Kids were actually videotaping through the blinds. You could see them videoing the what you call them, the EMTs pushing the kid, and I saw it was a white kid, right? And you saw them working on him to get him to come back.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was so far. It was really far, but I still believe it was extremely traumatizing because there were some kids who reported that they heard a thump. They heard it. And we don't, for now, once you commit suicide, the news moves on. In 2 days, they move on. But
Yeah,
for all we know, somebody probably saw him do it.
that's true.
Mm.
So I didn't even think to bring that up because I don't know, it's just so depressing. The number of suicides in this day and time, especially with young people, it's extremely depressing. It's almost like you want to ask. I would never blame it on a parent if your child commits suicide. You can't blame it on them because there's but so much you can do as a parent. But you want to know, like, are we as parents, especially if you have a child who is, excuse me, sir, if you have a child who is in their right mind enough to, and I think it's really only me and Mona because the rest of y'all have younger kids. Mona got a preteen niece, and then I have Shalom who's gonna be 10. Like, they have the mindset where there are 9-year-olds who commit suicide. So are you guys taking the precautions or the steps to talk to your kids every day to see how their day was, to see what they're thinking? Is anybody bullying them at school? Are you guys doing those things?
I definitely have conversations with Junior every day. I always try to tell Junior, like, I'm the person that's supposed to protect you. It's my job to make sure that you're safe. It's my job to make sure that you're happy and all that stuff. So we can just have an open communication. Like, is there something going on that's not making you happy or something that you need protection from or whatever? Let mommy know, because that's my job. That's what I'm here for. And I definitely every day I ask him how's his day and all this stuff. But I think Junior is pretty open. I think Junior would tell us, like, so-and-so's bothering me or so-and-so. Like, he's very in tune with his emotions and expressing his emotions.
That's good.
But, things change as kids get older. I mean, I'm not going to be naive. I was a kid once. I didn't go to my mom and tell her everything or every emotion that I had or whatever. So I, again, agree that there's only so much a parent can do. But I'm still going to, like, try my hardest to make sure that, I can, protect them from things like that.
I agree with that.
I'm gonna apologize for changing the subject, but you read Song of Solomon before you have sex?
She said read it. She said read it, you know what I'm saying? And then read it with your spouse, or you know what I'm saying, before you have sex.
Not necessarily
read it before you have sex every time, bro. Just read it.
Okay.
And then
Because I'm looking at this thing online
it's
and I feel like
book in the Bible, bro. It's
yeah,
more of a
okay.
No, I don't do it every time.
Because I'm looking at this
we're gonna read
thing,
Songs of Solomon and then we're gonna have sex.
Yeah.
That's how she planned it.
No. But I have maybe once in our marriage we kind of read it once I got the understanding that it was it's a poem, I read it, and it actually did help. I mean, trying to see if I should.
Might be looking at the wrong Songs of Solomon then.
It turns you on, Cassandra.
I feel like I gotta like pour a glass of wine and put on a robe, like this, like
Put you in the mood. It did at that time. Honestly, excuse me. My God, Sometimes if not all the time, I do pray before I have sex. I really do. I know it's weird, but I do.
Damn.
The reason let me just explain why I do. You still might not understand after I explain it, but it's okay. I pray because one, like I said, even though I do my best to try to study him, I do want, like, what I do in my bedroom, I still want that to honor God, period. So I don't want it to ever be something where maybe my mind slipped, because I wasn't a virgin when I got married. I just wasn't. So I've had sex before. So I never wanted to be something where I compare him to somebody or he compare me to someone, because he wasn't a virgin either. And I never wanted to be where it's like so sucky that you leave the room completely and start imagining that you're having sex with someone else to get through the act. So that's why I do it.
Mm.
Because there are people who have sex with their spouse and they're not there. They're there physically, but mentally they've been gone because they don't want to do it, or it's just robotic to them at this point. So I never want my marriage bed to be like that. I always want it to be something where it's like exciting. It's I look forward to making love to this person.
Spice it
So
up a
that's
little
why I do
bit.
it.
Spice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Throw the Book of Solomon on there,
But I
man.
don't pray. We don't be
Look, I'm
praying
so
together.
strong.
It don't be none of that. It don't be none of that. That's
All
funny
right.
though.
So we're gonna
That's
go
the first.
to. Oh, so listen, Moni, what you were saying?
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead. Nothing.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, we're gonna do the listen now. Um, show no emotions. That's your type. Your take.
All right. There were a couple of albums that dropped recently. I did not hear all of them because all of them
Uncle
don't fit on
nephew, Uncle nephew,
my Uncle Nephew.
Migos.
Go, go.
It's Migos. It's just Quavo and Takeoff.
Oh,
Call
Quavo.
himself Uncle Nephew.
Oh, they
Oh,
dropped.
yeah, they
They're uncle
did.
and
I didn't hear
nephew.
it yet. I don't really care for the Migos, so I probably ain't gonna listen to that. But again, listen now. I have very different tastes than the masses, okay? But so there are a few things that dropped recently. A lot of them were like DDG, I don't listen to, Tory Lanez, I don't listen to, stuff like that. But one person that I do listen to that dropped was Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi hasn't dropped anything in a while. He dropped Intergalactic, I think last week Friday, and he also made a Netflix little movie to go along with his album, which I thought was pretty cool. So it's like a visual album. So on Netflix they have this Intergalactic movie, and it's about a young boy in New York. He gets a new job. Like he's a street artist and he ends up like getting a new job, and he lives in this nice downtown apartment, and then he just like living life as a young man, single man in New York, and then he meets a girl, yada yada yada. But throughout the movie, Kid Cudi's songs on the album play, so it all kind of correlates to the movie. So if you're someone that is into Kid Cudi, just to let you guys know, Kid Cudi does have a different sound. He's not like a typical rapper. He's more like rap with a little, it's just different. Kid Cudi's very different. But I find it very interesting. I love the Intergalactic movie. I thought it was really cute, and I love the album so far. So check it out if you are someone that is into Kid Cudi. Like if you like Man on the Moon and things like that, it's very similar sound to Man on the Moon. So check Intergalactic out with Kid Cudi. Definitely check out the Netflix movie though; it was really good.
Fuck with it. All right. And
Cool.
on that note, open floor. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Shirley, you don't like mumble rappers?
No,
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, no matter, I don't really see a lot of millennials into mumble rappers. Like, we'd be like, what is that? What are
no,
you
I have
talking about?
like, I think there's just a time and a space for certain things. Like I think mumble rappers make like good like party music. Like if I'm in a like a
Mhm.
brunch or whatever, and I'm just trying to get hype or whatever. But if I'm like driving in my car and I want to listen to something, I like to listen to people that are actually saying something. Like, I like more conscious people. I like more people that I can relate to that are actually like I just
Talking
feel
that
like
real
when you
shit.
listen to music, it feeds your spirit. So I feel like I'm very intentional about what music I listen to and what I allow in my spirit or in my space. So
I
that's
agree.
why I don't
Yeah,
like when
I agree.
yeah.
But I typically don't listen to Migos. But this was like the first time that they broke up. Or I guess the first production they put out together, with Offset off, right? That's Offset,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And also, I think Quavo's pretty talented with production and stuff. So, because I was very surprised at how many other people's stuff he's worked on. So I was
Mm.
interested in seeing that dynamic. So that's why. But I typically do not download Migos music. But yeah.
But I think again, Migos has a place. Like they have bangers. Like they have radio
Oh
hits. They
yeah,
have
for sure, for sure.
so I don't rule Migos out. I just can't listen to a whole album of Migos. I think
Yeah.
Takeoff is really good. Like I feel like if Takeoff had a solo album, I could probably listen to that.
I don't know who else dropped. I think I
I
only heard those.
I saw a
Two.
meme that said Offset is Cardi B's husband, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There was this performance they did recently, and the person was like, "This is when I knew Offset was the Beyonce of Migos."
Oh, he was probably dancing.
Yeah, he was
Mm.
dancing.
But he started off as a dancer though. That like his dancer was first. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? He
okay,
danced and rapped. You know what I'm saying when it was coming
Yeah.
up. So
okay.
like,
Thank
that's
you
always
very
been the
much.
shit that he did.
That's funny.
Open floor. Anybody. I just want to say I'm proud of you guys. I'm serious.
Okay.
Like I said it in or I think we were saying it a lot in Hawaii. But
Hawaii.
I just like stopped and thought about like the people that I have in my life and the people that I'm around, like they're doing so well from where we came from, like from
Put it
being a
down.
lot of us are first generation, like I just see like we're living, bro. Like we're living. Like I feel like everybody is living and doing very well. We're trying to be different. We're trying to break the mold, break generational curses. I just very proud of all of you guys. And I think going to
Thank you,
Hawaii.
Shirley.
Appreciate it. Ditto, Shirley. Ditto.
I
Oh, I have a
appreciate it.
question. I have a question. This is for the people that are you guys, you
You,
people that are
you
married
people,
and
you
stuff.
guys.
Y'all young folks.
Close the
I
door.
have a I have a question. This is like from the I guess the and it's
Close
not
my door.
I'm not pointing anyone out. I'm just asking a general question. From the single side of things, how do you guys think that you maintain like your friendship with your friends, whether they be in a relationship or not? Because you guys do have like a lot more responsibilities and more things to worry about, like a whole household, a whole family, kids and stuff. So how do you feel like you've managed or maintained your friendship with everything you have going on the best you could? Or do you think you could put a little more effort? I'm not talking about me. This is just a general question because me and Shirley had like a little conversation about on our trip. So I was just like, I mean, it honestly just came to my head. But yeah, I want to just hear from on your end. Cliff, you go first.
Yes, I think I manage it pretty well. Me, I'm the type of person that, like, if I'm single, I'm hanging with my dogs a lot. You know what I'm saying? And doing all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Doing what single people do. But if I'm in a relationship, bro, I'm gonna prioritize the relationship more, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what needs to be prioritized. Because, like, if I'm in a relationship, bro, I never was in a relationship that I didn't like, I didn't feel like I chose, like, the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always felt like I was in control of choosing the person. So if I chose the person, it means that I want to be with that person. So if I want to be with that person, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna put the work in for that. So I'm gonna hold off on the back end more with my friends. Like, I'm still gonna hang out with my friends, but it's just not gonna be as frequent. Like, oh, we going out every night, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's gonna be detrimental to the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I respect the relationship and understand that these things can't necessarily happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go out every night with your homeboys in a relationship, but it's gonna be a toss in the wind. You feel me, dog? If she's gonna sit there and take that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because not everybody, like, when we go out and be out to like 3, 4 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And come back late. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in a relationship is not gonna sit there and want to take that every night.
Yeah,
So
that's understandable. I feel like your friends should understand that. But I was just wondering, like, if do you still feel like you've maintained like your friendship as the best you could, being like
yeah,
with more response? Okay, all right,
yeah,
next.
I think so,
Oh,
bro. 'Cause I
sorry,
still
not. I didn't mean to
communicate.
cut you off. Sorry.
No, no, no. You go, you
I
Um,
think. Oh, go ahead, Francie.
okay, so I think I try to maintain the friendships as best as I can. Like text messages and group chat certainly help when you could like just stay in contact with multiple people at the same time. Because I feel like niggas, we always moving and on the go, so we don't really like text back and forth like we would like our significant others. So I feel like having like group conversations with other homies that can contribute, talking about sports, like so just like finding ways, even if we can't see each other, we can't go out at night, like we can still like touch each other daily or weekly, or at least have a check in to see how you're doing and if you need
go.
anything. So I think it's definitely um, not seeing each other as often, but ensuring that we could at least text around sports or text around a meme or something that we see that we could relate to. I do think that just having a balance in a relationship, like I try at least one day a week that my lady knows like this is my day where I'm with the fellas or I'm checking in with the fellas. Like we might be at the house playing dominoes or we may be out at a bar having a drink, but this one day every week, these few hours, like I'm gonna need for me and my fellas just for me to unwind and be able to be around them. So I feel like that's healthy too, like just having a balance and just communicating and ensuring your partner knows. But it definitely takes work. I feel like I can be better at it, but I also feel like I do a good job at it. So it's like depending on the week.
I agree with that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think for me, I think it's very important to have a healthy balance between relationships and friendships. I think there was a point in time where I put other things above my friendships and my relationships, like my career and things like that. So I wasn't putting enough time into or tapping into my relationship or my friendships. I think for me now, just being transparent and honest, um, I'm kind of at the point where I don't want to be the only one always initiating contact or initiating meetups, or planning things. Like I'm always a planner. Like that, I guess that's my personality. I like to like plan things, but sometimes the planner want things to be planned as well. Like wants to be invited somewhere and not always be the one like, hey guys, let's link up, or hey guys, let's do this like that or whatever. So I think that reason kind of made me fall back a lot because I'm like, well, do they even care to hang out? Like, why do I always have to be the one to initiate it? It was kind of like my
Mm.
attitude. Um, but outside of that, I think that I guess with that, I could have done better and not let that get in the way of initiating contact with my friends, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think I should have allowed that to stop me from hanging out with friends.
You
But
think you
other
could
than
have communicated that better?
that, say it again.
I said, do you think you could have communicated that better
Yeah,
to
because I
them,
definitely
the
didn't say
friends? You
anything. I
know?
just internalized it. So definitely, and then which is why I say I can't even fault, people because if they don't know, they don't know. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I came to that realization, and I feel like now I'm coming back around. I feel like we have a group text now, so we're in more communication now. Um, so, but I mean, we kind of do like at least once a year, we'll go on a trip or whatever to kind of stay connected. But I do think we could do a lot more outside of that trip or that birthday party or that whatever. Like, I feel like we can do more. Yeah.
Mm,
And I think some
okay.
people get in relationships and prioritize their relationship, especially if it's something new. Well, sometimes even if it's not something new, I feel like some people that's all they know is how to pour into one relationship at a time. They don't know how to balance both. Yeah.
Mm, that's true.
That is true.
So I don't balance. I don't balance well. I really don't balance well.
Well,
And
there's
if
the
you want to be
example.
my friend,
There's the
you gotta
example.
understand that. Unfortunately, I don't balance well. I really don't. Even I don't ask for a lot of help, and I'm starting to see that now. So I always feel, I don't want to say I always, I do struggle with feeling like I'm drowning in parenting. Not that I'm not being successful as a parent, because I really do think I'm a good mom. Like, legit. I think I'm a good mom. But sometimes I think that's the only thing I'm good at, is being a good mom,
Mm.
unfortunately, because I dedicate a lot of time to my children. There are times where I feel like I dedicate more time to my children than to Rodlin. It's not often, but I do have seasons like that, especially with Rodlin now, with him driving the truck for our company. I don't see Rodlin as much. Like, Rollin has been home for maybe the last 3 days. Before this, I didn't see Rollin for 20 days. And then there's some times where I don't see Rollin for 27 days at a time, you know? So I don't have to balance my marriage out as much because I don't see him all the time. So if he
Mhm.
calls me, everybody is shut off and I'm going to spend time with him because this is the only time I have with him
Of
when he's
course.
on the road,
Yeah.
right? But
Mhm.
even with friendships, I don't think, I mean, I've apologized before for not being a great friend, but I don't apologize anymore. Now I just try to do a better job. Um, I I don't know. I just think I sacrificed so much with being a mom. And my prayer in this season is that God will send me the help that I need so that I can start to balance out being Cassandra. Because, like we were saying earlier, I don't want to get to 45 and realize that I did more stuff for Shalom, Shavanaim, and Levi than I did for Cassandra, because at the end of
Mhm.
the day they're going to live their life, so I'm trying to learn to live mine. So there's different things that I haven't worked now, that I haven't told anybody, that I'm doing behind scenes to work more on myself, and prayerfully hurry up and get this passport renewed so I can do different things like travel with friends and whatnot, and be able to trust that if I'm not present, my children will be perfectly fine. So
Mhm.
I'm trying to get a balance of that and get a balance of friendships. But I pray that I tell people now, even when they're like, oh, you're so cool and I want to be your friend, I tell them ahead of time, like, I don't think I'm a great friend. So if that's what you're looking for, like, if you're looking for the friend that's gonna call you every day, sis, I am not her. I am not. I am not texting you every day. I will pray for you. I pray for all of y'all every single day. Every single day I pray for y'all.
Well,
But
thank
I
you.
will not, I cannot say that I talk to you every day. I cannot. But if I do, I pray people do realize that if I sit on the phone with you for 30 to 45 minutes when you call me, please understand that that was a sacrifice for me to do that. It was a
And you
big
ain't getting it
deal
the rest of
for
the
me
month.
to do that. So yeah.
Okay. Good insight. Good insight.
I like it as well.
You got an answer too, Mona. Do you think you're
I'm not in a
balanced?
relationship.
Hmm?
What? I said I'm not in a relationship. I thought that was a relationship question.
Yeah. How's she gonna answer
I
that
don't have
question
a
if she's not in a
relationship.
relationship?
No, I
You've
mean
been in a
even with
relationship before,
work.
though.
Yeah, you even with like work and stuff, do you think you balance out giving enough time to like your friends, your significant other, or if you're dating, do you
Mm.
think you balance that?
I think I do. I think I'm actually a really good friend, but then I reach a point too where I match energies. So like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna keep, if I notice that I've everything that we've initiated together in a relationship, if I've initiated all of it, there's a point where I'm gonna be like, yeah, no, this isn't a take. I'm not a no, I'm not one of those people. But I think I'm a really good friend, and I think I've balanced it well. But I mean, like I said, I give what I get back at some point. Oh shit. But yeah.
Mhm.
Do y'all think it's healthy to always match energy? Or do you think it's draining? Because sometimes some people have draining energy. So do you think it's healthy to always match the energy that they're giving you?
I
Nope.
don't think it's healthy if you haven't spoken to that person, if you haven't said anything to them. If someone doesn't know they're doing something wrong, then that's not their fault. You need to speak up and say you don't appreciate this or you don't appreciate that. So if you don't never ever address the situation, to me, I feel like no, that's kind of immature. If you're trying to do match energy and you've never communicated with that person and you have a problem with this, that, and the third. And I do think it can become draining. And then at some point, you have to be an adult and be like, do I need to let go of this relationship, whether it be romantic or friendship or work related, and go from there? Because I don't have time. Like, to me, I'm at a point where I don't have time for all the extraness. If it's not healthy, it gotta go.
From my end, I tend to like I don't like that match energy or stuff like that. I don't like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Shirley, like I think earlier or yesterday or whatever, and I was like, bro, like I move how I move, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you the energy of respect, love. You know what I'm saying? Around me, you know what I'm saying? If you match it, you match it. If you don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm still finna move like that. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna see on the back end, you feel me? Where the problem lies. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on my end. You know what I'm saying? Because I gave you straight respect, love. I showed up for shit. You know what I'm saying? I treated you like a friend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's not gonna be on my end where in that when it all falls down or whatever. It's not gonna be on my end. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come down to you're gonna look back and be like, hey, this nigga was on point the whole time with me, and I was the one dropping the ball. So I keep my energy the same. I move how I move, and you feel me? I treat you with respect, love. You feel me? I treat you like family. Offer it, and then if you do that, that's cool. If you don't, I'm still gonna treat you the same, and then let the shit fall where it falls, bro.
Some people don't ever think they're wrong though. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with you, Cliff. I totally agree with you. I feel like I have the same vibe unless, I'm at a point where I don't care. But I feel like some people don't even know when they don't even realize they did something wrong or they are
Yeah.
wrong or whatever. Some people will never see the light of day. But
But
hey,
that's
that's
on
on
them.
them.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I agree.
You
That's on
moving for
them.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving for
Hmm.
myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving with respect and love because that's how I move. So I'm not doing it for the reaction of you or
No.
whatever. I'm doing it because that's how I move. That's who I am.
I
So
don't
whether
think
you react to it positive, good or not, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, like for me, when I say match energies, I'm not talking about like being disrespectful or anything like that. Because if you're someone that comes at me like that, we're not even friends. So there's no point of matching energy. But I mean, like,
Exactly.
I'm not going to put the effort in to be the only one always calling and checking on you if I'm seeing it's not being receptive or if it's not being reciprocated. I mean, like,
That's
if
what I
you don't
meant.
ever
I said that.
call me and check on me and stuff like that, well, I know you, Cliff, you don't care. You will still call and check on that person, and
Why
that's on
not?
them.
I
But
still
for
love you. You know what I'm
me,
saying? I still
I'm
love you.
going to reciprocate. That's when I say match the energy. I'm going to reciprocate that because I want that too. That's not fair. It's not a one-sided friendship. Like it's a
Yeah.
relationship. I want that. I want you to be concerned about my well-being just as much as I'm concerned about yours.
But
Yeah.
on that
And for
point,
me, I feel
are
like
you
that's
doing
another.
it? Oh, I was gonna say
No, I'm
on
gonna
that
say for
point,
me,
are
I
you
feel like
doing
that's the
it
third
for?
one. It's not just matching energy; it's protecting your energy too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
True.
sometimes I move around just protecting my energy and not picking
Mhm.
up for this certain person, this individual, or if I know what kind of day I had and what kind of energy I'm on, and I know based on a couple things you done said or
Yeah.
reacted to, I'm like, okay, your energy is like this, and I'm over
I
here,
don't
like
do
I need
that
to
right
protect my energy, like so it's gonna automatically make me like put you in the distance. So I don't know. That's a fault too. I don't think you should do that, but I think it's a little different than matching energy when you're protecting your energy.
So
I
what it
Wow,
agree.
was,
yeah, I like that, Franz. I like
what I
that.
was gonna say is on Shirley's point. If you're moving like that, then is it not safe to say that you move depending on a person? Like you know what I'm saying? If a person is, you know what I'm saying? I think I should move how I move and it just be like that. If
No,
I'm
I
this type of person, and then I'm the type of person that hits you up, it shouldn't matter if you hit me
you
up
have these.
constantly or reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? I want to hit you up. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how you're doing. So if it's not reciprocated, I don't care because on my end, I'm not doing it to do it for you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm doing it and reciprocating, I feel like I wasn't doing it genuinely. I just not
Gotcha.
genuine
Well, no,
because
I'm
if
not
it's not
doing it.
reciprocated, then I'm taking it off the table.
Damn,
So
can I
you know
ask
what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I do it because I do.
Hmm.
Well, I'm not, I don't do it to, like, I don't call people and see how they're doing to get it in return. But what I'm saying is, a friendship is also a relationship. And if any relationship, you have needs that need to be met. And for me stuff like that is a need that needs to be met. Now, I agree with Mona. If it's never communicated to that person and they don't know any better, then I have no right to match the energy or get upset because I never communicated it to that person. However, once I communicate it to you, like, hey, this is a friendship. This is what I need from you. I'm giving this. This is what I need in return. And it's still not being met. Yes, I'm going to fall back and I'm going to, because I've communicated that to you. And now you're kind of showing me how important this friendship is to you because I'm
Okay.
blatantly telling you know what I mean? I think with any
No, I
relationship,
get that. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense
met.
to me.
So,
That makes sense to me. I didn't I wasn't looking at it as like because to me that's not a need. You know what I'm saying? Me
yeah, that's not
needing
what
to
It's
you
not
yeah,
a
need
need
me
for
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
for
So you know what I'm
you.
saying?
Yeah.
When you said need and I was like, okay, then I get it, but it's not a need for me, but okay, I got you.
Mhm. I don't think I guess ever since a child, I'm not really good with confrontation at all. So I don't
You're a
really tell my
Leo.
friends. What you said,
But
Shirley?
I say you're a Leo. No, Leos avoid confrontation.
At all costs. Because I realized that if I do get in an argument with somebody, I'm gonna try to kill you in the argument. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to find a balance. I don't know how to be kind. Once you set off that alarm, you set off the alarm, so that means you was waiting for the fire.
Oh my
You was
God.
waiting. You
This
was
is how
waiting.
you argue?
For real,
That's why
man.
why
Like,
you know
oh,
y'all don't notice
you
I
set the
don't
alarm off,
argue
but
with
goddamn, you
people.
was waiting for it.
I
What if it
don't.
was an
I
accident,
purposely
bro? What
don't
if it was
argue.
an
Even in
accident?
my 30s, I do not. I do my very best in everything that I can to be respectful of people. And if I feel like I am not welcomed somewhere, because I've walked in rooms before where people just finished talking about me. I have walked in those rooms and I have cried because not because you hurt my feelings, but because I want to watch you bleed out, but I can't do that. I cannot do that. That is not the great. It's not a great way to respond. So for me, I just avoid confrontation. I don't tell people when you hurt my feelings. I think I kind of feel like at this point, if you around me long enough, you will figure out if you hurt my. If you see I don't talk to you for a long time, a really really long time, and it's not that I'm treating you bad, and I know it's wrong. I'm not saying it's right, but if you see I really don't talk to you for a long time, and our last interaction was not it didn't end well, just know that I'm trying to find a way to forgive you so that I can press forward because I would rather not confront you. I just would rather not. It's not healthy by a long shot, trying to find a way to get through it, but that's just me, and I just
That's
don't really
very big
have
of you.
high. Hmm?
That's very big of you.
Yeah, I try not to have high expectations for friendships, not because I don't think highly of people, because I really do think highly of the people that God has placed in my life, but because I never know what someone else is facing in that season they're going through. You know, like you may not even have kids and you may be going through a tough season. I remember there were times when the only time I would see Mona in nursing school is when I would see Mona at the mall. I would go to the mall and run into Mona at the mall. But I knew that the season she was in, nursing school is not an easy feat. So I wasn't expecting to hear from her or see her as often as everybody else did. And I was okay with that. Could I have made a better effort in contacting her? Probably. Because you never know. Maybe one day I could have called her and been encouraging, or maybe one day she wanted a moment where she didn't have to think about nursing school, where somebody could have just, filled up her cup. So I could have did a better job at it. And I also think I do beat myself up if I feel like there was something I could have did and I didn't do it right. And I try to figure out how to not let that happen again. Right? So yeah.
I'm
There's a
not
lot.
gonna lie. Lately, I've been feeling a little drained by people. I feel like I give a lot to people. I really do. I really feel like I do, and I feel like I'm dependable as a friend or a family member. And I've been feeling drained by people. Not gonna lie.
April, can I say something though, Mona? April, baby, y'all know I don't know nothing about horoscopes. I base things off of the month you're born. April babies, I feel like you guys always give out so much until your cup is bone dry, and then when it's bone dry, you guys kind of either you blow up on people or you cut everybody off.
Oh, I just shut down because I'd be
Yeah.
like, I can't.
Until you're able to
That was
fill
like
your cup
literally
back
me
up.
being the most vulnerable I could be. Like lately, I've been being very drained by people. I feel like it.
Are you gonna say something?
I mean, I'm working on it. I mean, you know, I like for me, I have to work my emotions out before I talk to people because one, I don't want it to go bad, and then two, I mean, if I care about the person, I don't want it to go bad, and I like to kind of think my stuff through before I even go to some people if it's something major, personally.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Not to throw horoscopes into anything, but I feel like they are generally accurate. And April babies have a hard time with expressing their feelings. They kind of think their feelings don't matter. They put everybody else's feelings above theirs to an extent. And they kind of think like when they're feeling some type of way and then like, oh, I'll just get over it. And if they get over it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I'm over it. There's no need to like
oh
backtrack
yeah, I get like that too.
anymore.
Mhm.
And that's like notorious for April babies. And then for Leos, they avoid confrontation and kind of just assume that people should already know what they did. I don't need to tell you what you did. Like you should already know what you did. I shouldn't have to tell you. You know what you're doing. When actuality, a lot of people don't know. So I would say to the both of you guys, and you don't have to listen to me. I am no expert. I have flaws of my own. But I would say that speaking up would help and go a lot further than you think it would, because it's going to do one or two things. It's going to, one, make that person aware. And then if they really care, they're going to change. And then if they don't care enough to change, then you know that's not the person that was supposed to be in your life. So it's not good to just hold it in and avoid confrontation or think that your feelings don't matter because you don't care about it anymore. If it made you feel some type of way, whether you get over it or not, you should address it.
I agree.
I don't know. I'm working on addressing it right now with a September baby. Y'all, no lie, Shirley. September babies are some of the hardest people to deal with.
Yeah, they're very defensive.
I agree.
They are some of
I
the
agree.
hardest people to deal with.
They are.
Because
Well, Leos and Virgos, they bump heads. They don't get along at all.
which is funny because a lot of the closest friends I have are born in September.
Yeah, they don't. They bump heads a lot. But I agree. Virgos are very defensive. Always think they're right. Think they know it all. They're not really receptive to criticism, even though they say they want criticism. They really are not that receptive. So I definitely agree. It is very tough to deal with a September or a Virgo. But I will say that they are one of the most sensitive and genuinely caring people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You could have just said it's hard to deal with me, Shirley. You could have just said
You're
that.
not a Virgo, but you
I'm
are
talking
like
about you.
No,
I'm
he
talking
said
about
you should have said it,
you
Shirley.
could have just said that. Are you not a Virgo?
Shirley's a September baby.
Oh, I am hard to deal with. I know. I've always said that. I've always said my
I'm just saying.
personality.
I
thought you
could
were
have just
saying
been like,
you. No, I thought you were saying
no,
you
yes.
as in
You could have
Cliff.
just said, "Hey, it's hard to deal with me," instead of, "Oh, it's hard to deal with a September baby or a Virgo."
Oh, I don't
You're a
know if she's
Virgo.
talking about. Oh, you was talking about me, Cassandra? The
Oh,
September baby. Oh,
oh no.
but no. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That is very clear. And I'm okay with that. But I would rather be me than anybody else, so I'm okay with that.
I
But
noticed y'all would cut people off and be fine.
absolutely,
Be just fine. Just fine.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Just fine.
You know,
The world keeps
I
turning.
know I'm hard to deal with. I know I'm not easy. I definitely know that, but I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress.
No,
I think
don't do
I've
it.
gotten a
I
lot
mean,
better. So
what month
Man.
is France born? What month is France born in?
May.
Taurus season.
Oh God, bless her heart. Jesus, I hate Taurus men. Oh my God. Yes, I sound like those
Damn.
ignorant people on the net. Y'all are
what?
like so bullheaded. When you're
Yeah.
right, you're right. So stubborn. Nobody.
You
can
said
tell
you're a
you
May.
anything.
You're May. You were born in May.
Yep, May.
May
May what?
Oh,
21st.
And you would have put the whole date of birth on
10, my
the
bad, 10.
You're the
21st.
21st.
He's 10.
Nah, the 21st.
He's 10. Shot is the 21st.
I was like the twins. The twins are May 21st.
Nah, them some Geminis over there. Them twins, they Gemini. But no, like Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus are earth signs, so they're the most compatible, and they're the most alike. I didn't hear you, Cassandra.
Good. Shalom. Shalom. I don't need your assistance. Good night.
But yeah, Aries typically don't get along with earth signs. Aries and Leos, they don't get along with earth signs. If you're into horoscopes like that.
What's the
So
earth
yeah,
sign?
I just said Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus.
You gotta tell me months. I told you I don't know the sign.
Oh,
January,
January, May,
September, May,
September. A little bit. It's kind of like August and
December a little bit.
end of August and September, end of December into January, and then end of April into May are Taurus.
The only thing I know about January babies, y'all don't play when it comes to y'all money. Y'all don't play when it comes to your money. You will cut your mama off because your money. You will cut your mama off.
Who was born in January?
Taurus.
Oh. Well, this was all interesting. Good combo per usual.
Yeah, it's late, guys.
Yeah, I'm about to call it.
Yeah, I'm about to
We've
go.
been on for what, 2.5 hours?
Y'all gotta go to
bro.
work tomorrow?
So,
I don't have to go to
Nope.
work. It's Columbus
Happy
Day.
Indigenous People Day.
The American government still has not officially changed it. It's Columbus Day.
My job said you better not say Happy Columbus. It's
Columbus.
Happy Indigenous People Day. It's their day.
Well, tell Apple to change the calendar. Well, Apple changed it yet?
It did. It does say Indigenous People Day on
The
Apple.
did see that in my calendar, yeah.
federal government's calendar says Columbus Day. They said we're gonna make y'all think it's Indigenous.
That's one of them old calendars you pin to the wall, man. That's what it.
Yep, because it's still on Rollins post office calendar. It still says Columbus Day.
Yeah, that's some old calendars.
All right,
All right,
everybody,
y'all.
have a good night.
We're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, y'all
I
have a good night.
appreciate y'all for showing up. Thank y'all again. See y'all next week, hopefully.
Bye, Zay.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Zay need to go to bed. It's 9:20.
Hi, Zay. It's little Christmas pajamas.